Good evening, race fans, and welcome along to another double header of events here at LFM. Kicking off, of course, with the PTT Racing Porsche Carrera Cup, a 30-minute race for the drivers to run around Valencia. Ricardo Tormo, of course. What a track this one is, what an event it is going to be to kick off tonight's proceedings. My name, as always, John Wright, aka Double O Raven. My absolute pleasure to once again be taking us through all of tonight's action with the Porsche Cup cars in Valencia. There will be plenty of that. Of course, last time out, the drivers off in the Hungaro train. Actually, not so much of a train in the Porsche Cup cars, of course. Definitely in the F1 cars. It was Abe Santema that took the top spot once again. Grantas Carricas once again in second place. Hiphoff got third with Kaj Pot and Max Florence fourth and fifth. It was, bear with me a moment because it's disappeared for me also, for myself also. We do love technology. We do love technology. Florence today, and it was Micah Patouche in 6th, Leon Kren in 7th, and Finn Zimbal in 8th place. Jan Boucher and Christian Boucher 9th and 10th respectively. Shropson Ferrer finished 11th and 12th with Penetroy and Lons in 13th and 14th. Wiedbeck finishing in 15th position. Sorry, we have jumped the gun ever so slightly there. Technology, that's the one. So there we go. Yes, it is the Porsche Carrera Cup. As you can see, the Red Bull Ring is where we started. Hungaro Ring for round number 2. Valencia this evening. Mazzano next time out. Barcelona and Zandvoort still, of course, on the calendar up until the halfway mark. Round 12. That's still to be decided. Another 30-minute finale. And this one is going to be at the Nordschleife. The drivers, of course, an incredible prize up for grabs. A track day with the Porsche Cup car on the Silesia ring, thanks to PTT. So yeah, an absolutely incredible prize up for grabs. At the moment, it is no surprise, it's Abe Santema that's leading the way. 2 races, 2 wins, 2,800 points. Grantas Carricas in second place, Paul in third at the moment, Florence and Zimbal, much like last week's race, rounding out the top 5. So they're all going to be looking for more points today. Let me just see, I believe there is the sound of the engines. They are indeed out on track in qualifying. We can jump over apparently we can't jump over. A few issues in the technical truck. We'll get those resolved momentarily. And there we indeed go. And the drivers out on track, welcome in to everyone that is in chat as well. Hope you're in for the long haul. Of course, we're starting off with the PTT Carrera Cup, then the Case King Pro Series. That is from Imola this evening. That is going to be a good one as well. That, of course, will be the same reverse order grid format that we've had for the start of the season. So we'll see how the drivers cope with it around what is going to be an exceptionally tricky track for them. There is our championship leader at the moment, Abe Santema. Not a bad way to start the season. 2 wins from 2 races. He will be on a crest of a wave at the moment, but still plenty of racing to come. Another 10 weeks. So still plenty of work to do. We'll see who we have. It's all popping off in the German chat once again. Hello to everyone in the English chat on YouTube and on Twitch. If anyone wants to say hello, jump in, say hello. Let us know who you're cheering on. Any particular car, any particular driver. Sorry. They're all in the Porsche Cup cars. There is Santema getting a lap in. Let's turn the engines up. There we go. So Santema taking the early pole from Carrera's 32.015. Carrera's though 32.035. He's only 200s down on Santema's early outing. 32-degree track temperature, so slightly on the warmer side. That'll help get the tyres into the window. It'll certainly help kick them out of the window pretty quickly as well in these things. They do like to chew their way through them. That does seem very loud. That seems a bit better. And we can do that. Perfect. So we'll see how the drivers get on around here. Very much a motorcycle track. I think a lot of drivers will agree. Not the easiest to get the cars round. Ricardo, Tormo. Now, of course, one of the most modern circuits there is. That is the corner we need to watch, by the way. We'll get a special feature on that in a moment. But yeah, only built back in 1999. One of the youngest racecourses currently in use. Oh, Carrera is really flying here. Oh, he's lost some out the last corner. Oh, and he's gone quicker, but so too has Santema. 31.8 for both drivers now. 8.32 for Santema, 8.77 for Carrera. Sasha Waster's popped up into the front two rows with the 32.2. Just ahead of Jan Boucher and Andre Hippel. Both drivers with a 132.3 to their name, 1500s. Separating those two at the moment. Michael Frey's in 8th. Max Florence is currently rounding out the top 10 with a 132.975. Out of the 31 drivers that set a time at the moment, here comes Andrew Barling. No improvement on his lap time, 36.0 for him, bringing up the rear of the field. 36 drivers out on track tonight. There is another time popping in as well. Ben Rees with a 33.7 puts himself mid-table effectively. 36 drivers for tonight, yeah, so he's almost just beyond the halfway mark with that 15th. Santema out on track. Pascal Giraud, 7th place at the moment. He's coming at the last corner and he has handfuls of time under his belt and he is going to jump to 4th place. Separates Wassner and Boucher, joins Wassner on the 2nd row. Santema returns to the pits as Carrera crosses the line and takes pole position. 1 minute 31.577. He's going to get a few laps done in these 30 minutes tonight, that's for sure. These cars flying around here at the moment, and that's the biggest separation we've seen on the front row of the grid since the start of quali. 5 minutes left to go. They do make a very good roar. We have another driver's popped in a time. I believe it's Jan Hoda with a 34.6. Joins Andre Grund on a 34.6, 26th and 27th for those two. Barling now 33rd. 3 drivers, Jason Lenz, Dexter Slade and Daniel Medica. No times set for them at the moment. In fact, Medica's just yellow flagged. So won't get a time on this lap either. Dexter Slade, I believe, is on a live lap. We shall see what the pink Porsche can do. No major movers and shakers up in the front 3 rows, but certainly Micah Patouche looking to make move. That is the corner there. So much fun. That curve, but just completely beggars the laws of my belief and the laws of physics. The way they throw the cars into there, bounce it over, and it just... They gather it up, I don't know. It's just complete madness. Patouche lost a couple of tens out the last corner. It seems to be a bit of a killer for the cars tonight, but still good enough for 7th place. 32.5 he's put in. Almost a second off of pole position. That is an incredible time by Carrera's. Looking better and better as the laps go on. So too is Sasha Wassner, though. He's looking to get at least third place, him off ahead of him with a 32-1. Wassner with a 32-2 for the LFM Esports team. There he is, the distinctive livery. Just coming through turn 11. Let's see how he gets on with Herreros in 13. Over the curb, bounce the car all over the place and just pop back on track again. No track limits violated. Oh, he's lost a whole lot of time though. He's peeling over, yep. The curb's killing another driver. I think, yep, we've got a bit of a hold up here as well as Radstrom. That yellow flag in there as well. He's got the little ladybug behind him. Oh, a couple of little chops and changes there. Ben Rees 20th. Florian Engel, 25th position, jumps back to the pit. Still got 3 drivers with no time. Although Jason Lawns, incredible livery, is halfway through the lap. Is showing that this is a live time. Slade as well on a live time, but not a good one at the moment though. Drivers up at the front not showing any improvement or change. Wassner has found that 10th again at the start of the lap, and in fact Michael Frey, 6th position, he is 4/10ths up, which means he is very much threatening the front 2 rows, if not the front row. If he can get around the lap without violating the track limits, which he cannot unfortunately. He's lost that time. Oh, a minute 45 left. He was absolutely throwing the kitchen sink at that one. Lenses cross line, 33.6, 22nd place. So of row 11, going to be quite a few cars to get through on the start. Wrights is in the pits, so that's him done. Carrera is purple through doing, so he's got a good run out of turn number 1. He's less than a 10th up on his own personal best. Santema is through 13 and he is a 10th up. It's not enough at the moment to catch Carrera. It would certainly give him a bit of extra insurance against Michael Frey in the gang. Certainly Frey, we've seen in the Pro Series here as well. He is incredible behind the wheel of a Porsche. Oh, Webb Santema crosses the line with a minute to go. This is his last chance for romance on the top spot. A 1 minute 31.675. So he is effectively a 10th, 0.092 behind Carrera, I believe. It is pretty close. 5.77 and 6.75, so that is close there. Michael Frey on the up once again, but it's Carrera. Now I think that is a bit long out with the track. Anytime he had, he's lost that. Giraud in the pits and Hipov in the pits as well. Jan Boucher crosses the line and does go ahead of Wassner. Carrera does improve, 31.440. So he does improve. Santema still in second. Boucher up to 5th place. And now a happy spectator. Wassner is done with qualifying. So is Michael Frey. 7th is going to be the best that he's hoping for. Santema back in the pits and he is done. And so too is Grantis Carreras. I thought we were building to a quicker time from Carreras. That is, yeah, it's a good time and no one else really up. Certainly Lenz, he was late to the timed party. Where's he? Turn 6. Oh, Giraud was up. He's violated the track limits. Florian Engel, he's 2/10ths up through turn 11. So he's got a bit of the lap to go. It's not going to be, he needs to find over half a second if he is going to get past Jergo Kish in 26th place. Modica didn't get a time set. Dexter Slade with a 35.7, bringing up the rear of the grid. He is half a second behind Rivera, ahead of him in 34th. So a bit of a gap there. as Rivera comes round the last corner. Are we going to see any improvement here? I don't think we are. No, Rivera crosses the line and takes the checkered flag. A few cars, no one on a live lap at the minute. And that looks to be qualifying done, and it is Grantis Carrera with a very good time indeed. And all 3 purple sectors as well, which is not something you often see. Where are we going? We're going to results and the postcard. So there we go, confirmation. Carrera's in first, Santema joining him on the front row. These two, what a battle. Can Carrera break Santema's winning streak, or is it going to be 3 for 3? And then 2 from second from Santema. He does like to start in second and win the race. Giraud in third place. Hipov joining Giraud on the second row. Boucher and Waster in 5th and 6th, with Florence and Frey 7th and 8th. Kren, Patouche rounding out the top 10. A second separating the top 10. With Carrera almost 2.5 tenths clear of Santema. So phenomenal time he's put in around there. And again, all 3 purple sectors. Confirmation, Medica didn't set a time. So 36 drivers, 35 of them set times. The slowest was Slade. I don't think that was a representative time. 4.3 seconds off the pace. We did have a few pairs, of course, there. 16th and 17th, Wrights and Sappinen setting exactly the same time. Shins and Starvajic setting exactly the same time in 18th and 19th as well. Not really a huge surprise these days in grids this size. Very close as well between Wassner, Florence and Frey. That is going to be quite the enticing little battle. We'll get a look at the grid. Which is quite the technical wonder. There we go, Grantis Carrera leading the way. Championship leading Aid Santema confirmed on the front row of the grid. He'll be chased by Pascal Giraud in 3rd place. Still 32-degree track temperature. There is Andre Hipov for LFM. He's had some quite good results so far. He'll be looking to continue that trend. Jan Boucher, the Eurobeat intensifies. So does his chase for a podium. Let's turn the brakes down ever so slightly. Sasha Wassner, another LFM driver in the top 10, starting 5th place this evening. Max Florenz, another LFM driver in the top 10, 7th place. Michael Frey for race place, starting in 8th. He's definitely going to be one to watch in the race. Leon Kren, Firefly Esports, 9th position. Then it is race pace, Mika Patouche, starting another race place driver in the top 10. Ben Rees for Taunus Racing, 133.2, good enough for 11th place in tonight's starting grid. Oscar Radstrom, VPSpeedshop.com, in 12th position. Carlos Garcia, starting on home soil in 13th position. Then it is Robert Wiedbeck, starting in 14th place. 15th, we've got Mario Hoffman, Colour Works Racing Team. The Ladybird livery, it is an all-time classic. And Colour Works Racing making another appearance, Alexander Wrights in 16th position. We'll see how the Ladybug's ball goes on in the middle of the pack during the race. Sipanen in 17th position. Then it's Dario Shins in 18th place. Good qualifying from him with a 33.6. Then it is Alexei Starchevich, 133.6 as well. Pedro Proel, low and slow, high performance. Quite the contradiction in the names there. 19th position. Mija Kras, we seem to have a bit of a... Yeah, we've gone back to Jason Lenz, and it's Fabian Gross, sorry, a bit of a mix-up in order. And we are underway. We've done the full lap and we've already started. Let's get straight on to the race lead, where it could well change hands at the turn number 1. It is Abe Santema looking to go around the outside if he can, with Grantis Carreras holding on to it, just about holding on to the track limit. Santema has actually got his nose just in front. It's not going to be enough to go around the outside, but he's looking for the cut back through Dune, and he's just about pulling off, and he has pulled it off. He's taking the lead of the race once again. Oh no, he's lost the lead. There's a bit of contact between the two of them, and he's run wide, and that's dropped him right out of the race, and that's put Pascal Giraud up into second place. That is a great run by Giraud. There we go. We've got some audio back again. Apologies for that. Santema now in third position. He's got back up to first. He's got back up to second. Sorry, is Michael Frey up to fourth place. What a start Frey has got. Up 4 positions. Absolutely vaulted up and got himself ahead of the entire LFM team, who themselves are now going side by side with Sasha Wassner defending from teammate Max Florence. Jan Boucher, the driver, with absolutely jumped on the line. Sluggish start. If ever there was. We've got a bit of an incident. Cars tumbling down the order. It's Proel and Starvajic and Jason Lenz as well. So there may be been a bit of contact between the teammates. We'll see if we can catch a replay in a moment or two. Carreras catching nothing but clear air at the moment. Santema in second, Giroud in third place after that battle to almost get him up into third position. 4 spots he's made up so far. Incredible start. Andrei Hipov in 5th position. Sasha Wassner in 6th, Florence in 7th, Petouche in 8th, is Kren in 9th, and Boucher now rounding out the top 10 after losing another position. It's Leon Kren that's gone past him now. Micah Petouche, sorry, making up 2 spots. Kren is still where he started race in 11th, and Radstrom in 12th place. Sapanen down a spot, some big moves. Lohan Fit in 5th, up 5 places to 19th, didn't quite get that far down the grid. And Dexter Slade as well, starting almost at the back of the grid, now finds himself up in the 26th position. We'll have lost one driver. Danielle Modica is up to 30th as well, so the drivers at the back having a good start. So too Grantis Carreras. It was a full-blooded battle with Santema. A slight contact just before Herrero, and that threw Santema firmly to the wheels. He's fended off the wheels, but they are still very much chasing. We'll get a look. Exactly what Giraud can see, and that is Team LFM hunting down Michael Frey, who's taken a couple of very good scalps at the start of the race. I did say if you want to watch, he is incredible behind the wheel of a Porsche, certainly in the GT3 car, and it's proven to be much the same in the Porsche Cup car as well. As we cross the line to already be finishing lap number 2, is Carreras with a comfortable lead at the moment, all things considered. And yeah, you can see there, he's not giving away any slipstream. If anything, a bit of dirty air. The drivers really will use those speed tokens, aka track limit warnings. And that is very close from Hipov, as he cost himself a bit of time to teammate Wassner here. I think he has. Wassner now becomes firmly the filling in the LFM eSports sandwich, and he is all over the back of Hipov. That was a costly mistake there by Hipov, just slightly too late on the brakes, got very close to the back of Michael Frey, and Sasha Wassner is effectively sharing popcorn in the back seat of that Porsche Cup car at the minute. Hipov under all kinds of trouble, but it could be Max Florence, of course. I've said it before and I'll say it again multiple times, it's often the third driver in the equation that is the best positioned, and Florence could really use this to his advantage here. As we can see, no, that's the previous cars. The cars behind, there we go. Yeah, sorry, we'll get front splitter cab on Florence, especially through Herrero. You'll see what I mean about this curve. So he's missed the green on the right hand side. Big bangs through turns 12 and 13 there. Holds on in the car. And he is in a pretty good position here. A little bit far back on that corner, so these two did go side by side. another little bit of a wiggle on the exit there from Heapoff. Not the most convincing exit from Florence either. And they are looking to change positions. Alistair Lassner sends it up the inside of turn number 1, and he is going to make this one stick, and it is Heapoff that is out on the outside of the track, and it is going to be Max Florence following through. It is indeed. That is one for Lassner, one for Florence. It could be two for Florence. It is. Florence has got himself ahead of Lassner. I did say third place car, best position, and he's looking to absolutely prove that theory correct. Doesn't Mike White managed to pull it off there, but Heapoff now becomes the third driver in the train with Sasha Lassner now a net gain. He's up to 5th position. Michael Frey is up into 3rd. While all that was going on, Pascal Giraud's made some kind of mistake, and Frey is up to 3rd position. Great start to the race by him. Got a few drivers that are still down. Starchevich down into 34th after a big incident. In fact, we'll see if we can get some couple of replays of the early accidents. Yeah, so that's showing the contact with Grund. It's not actually showing the car that got ejected from the track. We'll see if we can figure that one out. So this is fact for AMR. He's around the outside, right in the mid-pack here. So this is going into doing big concertina effect there. Oh, the GRS car just having a little bit of a moment ahead. Oh, merest of touches, yeah. Still not 100% sure who that grey car is. Oh, well now, would that have been... Oh, Medicia's ended up back down to the back of the grid as well. So Medicia, who was up to 30th, is now back down. So an incident there. Another best lap coming in. Another couple of accidents. I tell you what, let's see if we can make some sense. Okay, so this was just a little bit of contact between the LFM drivers, the three of them. Absolute full-blooded racing between the teammates. Takes a little tap on the rear there, and that is what potentially changed that position. And that is... It was Andrew Barling. There we go. It was Andrew Barling that got ejected from the track in both of those replays that we saw. So that's what's happened there. Jan Boucher looks like he's trading places with Leon Crane at the minute. They're going through Carrera, so that's quite the place to make that stick. And Jan Boucher comes fighting back. Leon Crane back down to 10th position. Abe Santema 1.8 seconds now down. Max Florence all over the back of these LFM teammates once again. And Pascal Giraud certainly not giving up the hunt in any way, shape or form for a podium position this evening. And he is all over the back of Michael Frey. You can see the three-way LFM battle going on just out with turn number 1. And at the minute it's a two-way battle with the teammates, but it is a two-way battle of course here for this final podium position. Santema still bang on 1.8 seconds down on Carrera, so they're very well matched through the first couple of sectors. And in fact, as I'm saying that, as they're getting to the end of sector 2, Carreras finds another couple of tens. Giraud certainly finding a couple of tens. Got a nice little battle going on in the mid-pack, just outside the top 10, sorry. As we can see, 5-6 cars still in contention for a top 10 spot. There is Leon Crane's rear spoiler in 10th position, the guardian of the top 10. As you can see, that is a nice little gaggle of cars he's got behind him. Two 2x2 battles going on. Carlos Garcia looking to get himself firmly involved here. If he can, he needs to just catch up to the back of Radstrom, start applying some pressure to the Ladybug. Ben Rice in there as well. Oh, and one of them's run wide. That's Ben Reese. He's run wide. He's lost the position. Radstrom's gone through. Reese loses another couple of positions, and he might lose another one there as he comes absolutely flying up the back, and a swap behind him as well. Is Sipanin and Shins looking to get involved. Ben Reese losing positions hand over fist there after that small mistake. They're going to go side by side out in the last corner. It's an absolute drag race, but it is going to be Shins that has got... Reese has got the slipstream on the inside potentially. No counter move you must make. It really can change in the blink of an eye around, in these cars. Pascal Giraud still firmly all over the rear spoiler of Michael Frey. Florence still in the middle of the LFM3. I think we'll now call them that. I do like that, the LFM3. Daryl Shin still in the middle of this pack as well. Oh, Reese with another off-track excursion. It's gone from bad to worse for the Townless Racing driver, and Fabian Gross looking to get himself stuck in there as well if he can. Reese now down to 18th position. So that is a big fall from Grace here. Riedbeck all over the back of Mario Hoffman for 13th position. Liberal use of the curves by at least one of the cars there. Hoffman not so keen on taking a tight line. He's run wide again. He needs to be careful. That is a couple of little, differing lines. Certainly through those corners. It does seem to be. It does seem that the lines by Wiedbeck and Shins at the minute are slightly better, given how close they're getting to Hoffman. Guerrero, all five survive. Grantis Carrera is definitely surviving up at the front. He has got the fastest lap of the race. Potentially a speed token used there as well. 1 minute 31.880. Santema's quickest legal lap at the minute, a 32.1. There was one ruled out for track limits. We're going to have to jump back to the LFM battle. Yeah, very close. Let's get some more camera time for Carrera at the minute. He is absolutely monster in this up at the front. But we will check in. Oh, it looks like Hoffman's lost the position at Wiedbeck. Hoffman losing a couple of positions there. Oh, and the flashing of the lights as well. Nothing coming up on the incident board. But an overtake there that he did not like, and it's certainly just outside the top 10. It seems to be if you lose one position, you instantly lose at least 2 or 3 more. With the momentum loss that the drivers suffer. Shin in 14th, Hoffman now 15th, Sapanin now in 16th position, so unfit in 17th place, up 7 positions. So started well outside the top 20, is now sneaking towards a top 15 spot. Starcevic has made back another spot, so net loss of 12 positions after contact at the start. Still down in 31st, Pedro Prol as well, another driver involved in an early contact and off-track excursion. Down 9 places, so some spots have been made back. Just get a hold on that as well, as we're approaching the halfway mark already. Fit mentioned, Gergo Kish as well, up 5 spots, and Oscar Bigas for Engines Stuttgart, leading this little pack of 3 at the moment. Andreas Grund up 5 and Lons down 4, sorry, at the back of this little group. So certainly going to be an interesting race for Bigas, as we've got Fabian Gross coming into the pits. Okay, I don't think that was Gross coming into the pits. I think there's been an issue and he's ended up on the pit entrance. Let's have a look and see. We did see in qualifying quite a few drivers losing. Oh, a bit of time out of the last corner, and yeah, that's what happened. He's entered the pit lane. The camera can't even keep up with him. Yeah, he's entered the pit lane after spinning on the sliding on the curves on the way out of the last corner, and that has cost him time and positions. Leon Kren and Jan Boucher still battling away for 9th position. It is now Hipov that is once again heaping the pressure on. And we've got Florence in 6th, Wassner in 5th. Now looking to clear his teammates. And very much looking to catch up to Giraud ahead. Florence and Hipov almost swapping positions there. So yeah, these two losing time. Giraud losing a bit of time to Michael Frey ahead as well. So definite changes in the top 3. Or just outside the top 3, sorry. Carreras still gaining time on Santema. Now 2.3, it's only a half a tenth or so here or there. The gap has increased by a couple of tenths over the last 4 or 5 laps. So yeah, solid job by both of them, but slightly more solid if that's even a way of phrasing it, by Carrera. Oh, there's Slade. Now, he had a good start to the race. A bit of a yellow flag there. He's still at 8 positions in 27th, but he does have an almighty battle on his hand at the minute. Pedro Pro. Oh, he's just gone up the inside and he's spun that on the curves. He's almost taken 2 of them out, and the 2 of them are going to lose 2 positions. And it's Fabian Gross. Full send up the inside, almost completely opening up the cutback there. To be fair, Pro didn't look like he had any pace through that corner at all. Peter Malmin is leading another little pack of drivers. They're going to catch up to these drivers very soon indeed, and it's going to be all kinds of fun. As Pro goes past Slade, Slade losing another position then. So that's what, 3-4 positions in a couple of corners. Not the run you'd be looking for at this stage of the race. As a halfway marker, you definitely don't want Fabian Gross after that uninitiated or unwanted trip into the pit exit. Back up to 27th. Oh, and Pedro Pro with yellow flag. Oh, the number Pedro Pro round the wrong way. So that's Troll and Slade that were battling away. I believe we're coming towards Carrera. Oh, a lot more pace here for Slade. Oh, and a nice little three-way contact just on the exit. 4 cars caught up in that one. The big loser, of course, so Pedro Proll, who now finds himself down in 32nd position. This track is an interesting one. Leon Kren looking to make it an even more interesting one. He's going to try and send it around the outside of turn number 8. You've got to love the attempt there, and carried a lot of momentum. Almost got the cut back, but Jan Boucher certainly wised it, holding his line absolutely firmly. Oh, he's run a bit deep there. He's maybe felt the pressure a bit too much. He's run a bit deep and he's put himself right on the outside line. And Leon Kren, after a bit of patience, does take the position of both of them right on that inside green curve. Slightly more tarmac based run through Carrera for Boucher. Again, opens up for the cutback, tries to get the tighter line. Oh yeah, hopefully you saw that on screen. Boucher's wheels just full. An extra little turn to the right hand side to try and straighten the car up, so he did lose a little bit of time there. Kren up into 9th position. Petouche holds on to 8th place. Michael Frey, what a race for Michael. He's now 1.5 seconds ahead of Giraud. He's made it up from 8th place to 3rd. An absolutely incredible drive so far. And looking absolutely solid. Putting in some very, very, very good lap times indeed. Which you can see hopefully at the bottom. In fact, we'll change that to that. There we go. Okay, there we go. So yeah, Carreras leading the way, Santema in 2nd, Frey in 3rd. Weidbeck looking to get involved in more overtaking. It's Carlos Garcia. And we did say he was chasing down, he was leading the pack outside the top 10. They are now in full Pied Piper Hamlin mode because Weidbeck looking very quick indeed. He's got a bit of breathing space to the drivers behind Garcia. No such luxury. Through Carrera, they're going to be close. This could be interesting out of the last corner, given the positions the cars are currently in. We will see. Oh, and in the chat, Rob G. Barker, how are we doing? The best commentator in the business, Mr. Raven. Yeah, I think you might be slightly biased and a terrible compliment, so we will move quickly on. Thank you very much, though. Good to see you in, Robbie. How are things? Hopefully you're all good, bud. Oh, and he's going for up the inside. I did say it'd be interesting out with the last corner, and interesting it most certainly is. Into turn number 1, it's going to be Weidbeck I'm trying to change the camera. Weidbeck tries to go up the inside, doesn't quite make it stick. He's got a lot of momentum out of the first corner. He's surely going to have a look. I had to have a nibble there into do, and he's got his nose in front on the way in. And I tell you what, he's made his way through. Garcia again, as we've seen outside the top 10. You lose 1 position, you potentially lose 2, and here comes Radstrom looking to make sure that equation stays true. Nope, there we go. Another prediction Cleverly failed by Double O'Reilly. Excellent stuff. Oh, he's really has got himself under a fair bit of pressure though. Radstrom piling it on as Wiedbeck looks to make a solid getaway. Was it Aleman we had in the chat as well? Ailman 161, good evening and welcome in. Thank you all for tuning in. Pranav Kalavala in the chat, up the Grantas, only slightly biased. But with a talent like that, it's a hard nut to cheer him on, isn't it? Absolutely incredible race he's had up at the front. Oh, and speaking of incredible races, Sasha Wassner could write tales about this one. Will they be tales that end in a 4th place? Pascal Giraud in the Rexy-mobile, the pre-championship winning, pre-race winning Rexy-mobile, no gold tooth on the front, of course. As we can see, nice little side note there, Sasha Wassner. Yeah, he will write songs of lore about this one. Is he going to get a 4th position? 3rd place could be looking the... Yeah, I would say Michael Frey needs to make a big mistake here with 10 minutes to go. He's built himself a solid little gap back to the rest of the field. Kourakis absolutely smashing in the laps, and the tyres will very much be going off in these cars, in these temps, at this stage of the race. I realise we're only 21 minutes in, but these are the Post Cup cars. They are insane to the absolute max, especially with these drivers absolutely ragdoll around circuits like this. Wassner doing the ragdolling at the moment. And as we can see, he is incredibly close to that Rexy tail as his teammates battle out for 6th and 7th. I don't have a distant memory now, the battle between the LFM3 that we saw. Daniel Medici has ended up down at the back of the grid. We're down 2 cars. Pedro Prol has ended up back down there, and Andrew Barling as well. Still not recovered. Alexis Starkiewicz rounding out the top 30. Incredible pace out these cars get out of that first corner. So much faith in the grip, track limits. Never heard of it. Oh, and Rexy making it difficult. This is a much easier hunt than Wassner would have expected here. Oh, and that's a little bit of a readjustment. Not the ideal line there. Full defensive mode from Giraud already. So I think that little mistake at turns 1 and 2 there has cost Giraud just enough time for Wassner to really make an impression here through at least through 11 and 12. It's going to be an interesting exit through 12 in a Reno, but again, this is setting up nicely for a last corner manoeuvre, I would think, given Wassner yet well within striking distance there. Kren within striking distance of Petouche as well. So that one's getting close. Oh, speaking of close, look at this position from Wassner. Very defensive again from Giraud, and he had to take that manoeuvre. Keep that nice tight inside line. Had to forcing Wassner to open the corner up, and it has created a temporary gap between the two. But again, I think out of the last corner, this one is going to get very close indeed. Barreling down the hill we go. Good on the brakes from Wassner. How good is he on the accelerator though? Oh, he is good, but so too is Giraud, getting the job done exactly when he needs to. And that is Giraud holding on for another lap. Oh, Sepanen has got a solid yellow flag there. Oh, and that's a big incident for Sepanen. Another driver losing a couple of spots. So let's see, still very close with this battle here. Oh, Kren with a white flag. I think there's been an incident near Kren as well. Oh, bit late on the brakes, big tap on the rear, the car tightens up, and it was Ben Rees who had a difficult start to the race, certainly putting that in the rear view mirror. Lost 4 in the opening 10 minutes, has gained back 3, 2 of them coming at the expense of Sepanen and Radstrom that have just come together. Zohan Fit still on an absolute worldie of a drive, up 10 positions on where he started for the Zero Lift team, and I'm beginning to think that may be a very apt name. Don't think there's been much in the way of lifting during these laps. Yeah, from 24th up to 14th place, and 3 cars very close ahead. And it's 3 cars with no love to dance. It is Carlos Garcia, who is back ahead of Weidbeck, who is still ahead of Dario Shins. But just outside the top 10, this battle absolutely heating up. So too between Wassner and Giro. The cross the line. Is this the one? No, it is not quite. He's within a tenth of a second across into the braking zone. For turn number 1. Yes, I used the air quotes there. Into doing. And they are definitely doing the dance of the Prey versus the Predator Rexy. Full on hunted down at the moment. 4.5 minutes, so effectively 3.5, well, 3 full laps we're going to get. Where is Carrera? He's now 2.8 seconds, so wow. The consistency of lap times between Carrera and Santema is absolutely incredible. Both of them, I mean, the gap's still 2.8 seconds. It was 2.8 seconds 7 laps ago. 2.6 seconds, sorry, 7 laps ago. Frightening stuff. Michael Frey behind the wheel of a Porsche. Frightening stuff. He's up to 3rd place after a gargantuan jump up the field. Started in 8th place. Let's get back on to Wassner as I overly wax lyrical about the top 3. Which might be hard to do. Oh, Bushko is losing position there. Lenz is looking to make back a couple of spots. It is the Ladybug Ball that we were promised at the start of the race, the two of them. It's been an up and down race for them both. Lenz has made 4 positions in the last 15 minutes. Hoffman's lost 6, which has brought the two of them firmly back together. So these two battling for position. Starkiewicz going past Gross. Gross is off again. Oh, Fabian Gross with another off-track trip into the gravel. Starkiewicz breaches the top 30 on his comeback drive. And might even be looking at 28th. He's certainly a bit quicker than Mollman. That is for about a second a lap quicker, in fact. So could be a position there. Bushko losing another spot potentially. Andreas Grand does go past, although he's absolutely fudged his huggies on that one. That is a whole lot of curb contact, a whole lot of tail in the air, and can't confirm, doesn't matter how good your aerodynamics are, that type of thing just won't do. Not much grip if the tyres are nowhere near the tarmac, unfortunately. Sven Bushko lost a couple of positions, but quickly gains them back again. Abe Santema with a yellow flag. Question: there's been an incident. Let's see what's happened to our championship leader. So he is indeed coming up on some back markers here. And yeah, the gap has increased by almost a second. So out of the last corner. Oh, has a little bit of a wiggle there. He's not quite on the optimum driving line. It didn't look like much of an incident, but it's enough to put an extra second between the top two. That is the type of thing Carrera will not be saddened to see, I'm sure. It's just changed his fastest lap as well. I'm not sure that's actually valid, but we'll keep an eye on Wassner and Giro. It's the battle for the final podium position, and yeah, Max Florence looking to make hay while the sun is shining on the drivers ahead. He is caught right back up. Did someone say 3rd driver in the equation? Yeah, is that a bit of accidental foreshadowing from the commentary team? No way. He was genuinely going to be able to predict that one. But here we go. Is Florence about to go full heartbreaker on his teammate Angiroux and steal himself a podium in the final minute? They're going to finish this lap. We're going to get one more. Where is Carrera? He's through turn 11. So yeah, this lap and one more. And it is still absolutely going off. Let's jump on board with Wassner. We can see Florence in the rear view mirror. Look at that. Lovely stuff. So here we go then. Wassner. Now he did have a bit of a gap back. He did say the battle between the LFM3 was effectively done and dusted. Certainly Andrei Hipov has dropped off. He's now 2.5 seconds down Kren still battling with Petouche. We've got back markers involved in this one. That is the leader crossing the line to start the final lap, and out of the last corner it is Wassner and Giraud once again. Absolutely nose to tail, but it is once again going to be Giraud that gets to the braking zone of turn number 1. Ahead, they've got more back markers on their way, very sensibly. Although now they've lifted a bit there, they've got closer than they should have at that point. They're going to run on the outside line, and that is nicely done by all three. In fact, oh, and it's not quite so nicely done by Giraud. He's losing time, hand over fist, apex over apex. Wassner absolutely reeling Rexy in with no time left on the clock. It's Wassner looking for 4th position. Grantis Carrera looking for his first win of the series. Abe Santema looking to hold on to the top spot, and that track day in the Porsche Cup car thanks to PTT. It's a very, very, very busy last lap we've got here at Valencia. How can you not love top split racing here at LFM? Grantis Carrera, loving life Santema. Michael Frey, driver of the day. I mean, Zohan Fitt's got to be in the hunt for that one as well. 10th position, and still right on the back of Garcia, Wiedbeck and Shins. These three might not finish in this order either. Oh, and in fact, Garcia looked a bit lively there. Wiedbeck definitely in the hunt. And Dario Shins, sorry, is in the brighter yellow car. Oh my goodness me, my apology. There is the checker flag. There is Grantis Carrera winning the race. By 3.2 seconds, straight back to the guard as he goes. I'll hang my head in shame. Abe Santema in second, and Michael Frey with a solid 3rd place. Giraud, Wassner and Florence crossing the line in that order. Andrei Hipov and Micah Petouche going across the line in 8th place. Leon Kren looks like he's going to get 9th, and Jan Boucher rounding out the top 10. Garcia, Wiedbeck, Shins are all still battling away. Garcia is the leader of this group. Are we going to see any last ditch dives in the final few corners to change the positions just outside the top 10? Carlos Garcia out of the last corner. The short drag race to the line will be won by the Spanish driver on home soil. Wiedbeck 12th, Shins 13th, Fit in 14th position. Great drive by Zohan Fit. Ben Rees back up to 15th place. Great drive in Sapanen. Wrights, Radstrom all across the line. Florian Engel in 19th position. Gergo Kies in 20th place. Mario Hoffman down 6 on the race. Down to 21st position. Pedro Proel down at 30th. And Gross down at 31st. So tough races for those drivers, but certainly not a tough race. Certainly from outside, not a tough race for one Grantis Carrera. What an incredible drive that was. He took pole position, fended off quite the battle from Abe Santema through the first few corners, but it was Carrera that managed to walk away with the win. Let's grab that. We'll get the full results up on screen in a moment. What I also want to do is grab that. There we go. So yeah, we've got the Case King Pro Series races coming up. Of course, the 2 races, the reverse order grid for race number 2. Oh yeah, but first we will of course have a look at the results. Oh, that's the prizes first for round number 3 of the Carrera Cup by PTT Racing. Red Bull Ring, Hungaroring, and now Valencia all in the rear view mirror. It's Misano that we've got next time out. My beloved berth. Hello, Anna. For week number 5, Zandvoort, Spa, Monza, Paul Ricard, Brands Hatch, Imola, week 12, TBC. And of course, the Nordschleife in the Porsche Cup cars on the 3rd of January. Happy New Year indeed to the drivers. I have to double check. I really hope I get to broadcast that one. In fact, do I actually just want to be sat with my feet up watching it? The prizes the drivers are vying for. A day out in Poland, the Silesia Ring, thanks to PTT Racing. They will get a track day in the very car they are driving here in this competition. Absolutely cannot wait, and hopefully there will be mandatory video diaries of the event. One can only hope. We'll get the results up in a moment. Of course, we'll be, as I say, live with the... There we go. Excellent. Full results. Up on screen, confirmation: Carrera 1, Santema 2, Frey 3, Giraud in 4th, with Wassner in 5th, Max Florence and Andre Heepoff all inside the top 10, with Michael Petrucci, Leon Kren and Jan Boucher with a good drive as well. Yeah, now Jan Boucher, although he did lose 5 positions, so a tough race from Petrucci, making up 2 to get himself into 8th place. Carlos Garcia in 11th, Wiedbeck confirmed 12th, Shins 13th, Zohan Fit in 14th, and Ben Reyes in 15th position. Zohan Fit in 14th, the largest gain of anyone in the race, 10 positions to make it up to 14th. Florian Engel making up 8 to finish in 19th. 4 in the first half of the race and 4 in the second half. A very consistent drive by Engel, it's safe to say. Radstrom and Reitz finishing ahead of him though, with Sapanen in 16th place. 21st was Mario Hoffman, dropped 6 positions to finish just ahead of teammate Jason Lenz in 22nd. Hodap in 23rd, with Biggis in 24th. Andreas Grun finishing in 25th, with Sven Bushko in 26th position. Dexter Slade in 27th, with Starchevich. A tough race for Starchevich, finished 9 places down overall. Did make a good run in the closing half to gain back 3 of them, but will certainly be a top 15 contender for the rest of the season. Peter Malman in 29th, with Pedro Prol in 30th, Fabian Gross and Rafa Rivera 31st and 32nd place respectively. Prol and Gross losing a combined 18 places between them, so a very tough race for both of them. What has that done to the standings? Not much. Abe Santema still leading the way. Carracas in second place, only 40 points behind now. Florence in third, Micah Petrucci in fourth, and Leon Kren making a move to 5th position. Giraud in the top 10 ahead of Jan Boucher and Robert Weidbeck as well, with a very good race tonight. Some good points being brought home, and that has put him in good standing. Let me just grab this. Boucher 7th, Prol in 8th, and Daniel Medica, despite a tough race tonight, finishing outside the top 30, still 9th place in the standings. Kaj Paw rounding out the top 10. Michael Frey didn't race in race number 2. And all 3 rounds are counted at the moment. No drop rounds taken into consideration. But certainly Frey with that 1,566 points. Ominously placed outside the top 12, outside the top 10. As soon as, I'm sure, the drop rounds kick in, Frey is going to vault handily up into the top 10. As I say, we are now going to jump over. Bear with me a moment. A couple of things to figure out here. In fact, yeah, we'll be back in a moment with the CaseKing.de Pro Series. Thanks to everyone who's been in the chat and watching, and everyone that took part in this race, the PTT Carrera Cup. We'll be back, of course, next week, but we'll be back in a moment with the CaseKing.de Pro Series from Imola. There we go. Absolutely love that opening advert. Another one of Boris Bangers, as I do affectionately call him. He writes a mean tune, and it does a mean advert, that is for sure. Oops. The drivers will be getting themselves warmed up. As I said, it is Imola on the cards for the drivers tonight. It has been an interesting series so far, to say the least. There we go. It was Donington Park last time out, and it was Grantis Carrera that took the top spot. Castorino and Van Rossum rounding out the top 10. Milan Kies in 4th, and Samir Foch in 5th position. Doivelar finishing ahead of George Boothby, with Timon Steimer in 8th. Eric Delfant and Lindblom rounding out the top 10. We can see Jan Boucher finishing in 16th place in race number 2. Of course, it is the same format as always. 15 minutes of qualifying, 20 minutes of race time, and then the reverse order grid for race number 2. The top 15, or the starting order for race 2, will be determined by the finishing order of race 1, with the top 15 fully reversed. So it is always a fun affair for the drivers, certainly as a viewing spectacle. You absolutely cannot beat it. In the championship standings at the moment, it is Eric Delfant who is leading the way. He is ahead of Amadeo Castorino. Not many points between the two of them at all. With Peter Doivelar in 3rd place. We've got Grantis Carracas 4th in the standings here. So he's 2nd in the Porsche Cup and 4th. I mean, really, Grantas, can you not save some for the rest of us? Just a little bit, it would be good. George Boothby finds himself in 5th position in the standings. Milan Kies in 6th, and João Cavaca in 7th position. Waster in 8th place. Lawrence Van Rossen in 9th, and Ulrich van der Meer in 10th position. Only just ahead of Jan Boucher there in 11th place. Very close. Of course, it is CaseKing.de Pro Series. Spa and Donington already done and dusted. Imola, of course, this evening. Watkins Glen next time out. Cannot wait for that one. Brands Hatch and Silverstone, double header British affair, and then it's off to Germany for the traditional British GP mid-season jaunt to the Nordschleife. That one is going to be a 90-minute race, so no reverse order grids, just one straight 90-minute race. Valencia will be round number 8. Suzuka, Hungaroring and Paul Ricard 9 through 11. Week 12, of course, still to be decided. The finale of the season is going to be round 13, and it is going to be Monza. 90 minutes again that race will be, and it is again on the 3rd of January. Happy New Year to the drivers indeed. Of course, up for grabs for the Pro Series drivers, the Odaze LCD 6X gaming headphone, incredible sound from those bad boys. The Nitro Concepts E-Racer Immersion Meta Haptics bundle from Nitro for 2nd place, and for 1st place in the series there will be a Moza voucher at CaseKing at CaseKing.de for €2,500. So €2,500 voucher to spend on Moza equipment at Case King. That's not a bad little boost to your sim racing gear. Okay, Fuyukiru, hopefully I'm remotely pronounced that correctly. For Mr. Double Raven, a team made a clip that you like my Ladybug Post Cup design, so I want to thank you. Ladybug colour works. Have a nice one. I got to go to bed late in Japan. All viewers enjoy, have fun. Well, I'm glad We got a clip. We absolutely love the Ladybug liveries. Love all the liveries. They are so difficult to do. So yeah, very, very, very impressive stuff. As you can hear, the GT3s are out and firing. Lightning McQueen can confirm. Lightning McQueen making another appearance, so fear not. All these fans. We've got about 4 minutes left of the practice session. And then we will be out for the 15 minutes of qualifying. Oops. We'll get a little sneak peek. Some of the cars out on the track. Yeah, there we go. We've got a quick look at the cars on track. Bear with me a moment. Very quick pit stop for the commentary team. Back with you any second. Quick sneak peek of some of the cars there. We'll see them out in qualifying in a few moments' time. 34-degree track temperature here at Imola. It is going to be a cosy one. Tyre wear will be interesting. No pit stop, of course, in the 20-minute race. There will be a pit stop in the 40-minute race for the drivers to navigate. It is a lot more difficult than it sounds, apparently. We've had a few issues with penalties so far this season. And we'll see, or certainly the drivers have. We shall see.
Green light. Go, go, go.
And there we go, the absolute mad dash that is the run for some track. For some room out on track. Just absolutely compiling out the pits, nose to tail. Here in Imola, one of the most historic tracks there is. Of course, unfortunately, not all the history positive. Track another one. It's like Kailami, in fact. It's saved multiple times by the local mayor. It was due to be shut down 3 times, and of course the pit lane now there's only one remaining building from the initial pit lane. It was removed from service as a racetrack surrounded by Formula 1 and the GT3s. And the bikes as well. In fact, the vast majority, because the pit lane was deemed unsafe. So a complete rework took place, and so grateful it did. The track survived since 1953 and has been home to some of the just incredible racing highlights. Starting with motorcycle, much like Brands Hatch started as a motorcycle track back in the 50s. Yeah, just absolutely steeped in history. And an incredible stretch of tarmac down through Acqua Minerale. As we've just seen the drivers go there, that is going to be a bit of a hot spot. And what is a hot spot? It's not a good spot, that is for sure. Pascal Giraud, there he is, Lightning McQueen. Quick turnaround from the Porsche Cup cars. And that was not supposed to happen. Quick turnaround from the Porsche Cup cars, and he is the first car out on track, looking to set a time. Stremer as well, Jan Boucher, straight in from the Porsches. Peter Doivelaar, good track position for him at the moment, good position in the standings currently as well. Good haul of points early doors. Everyone queuing up. There is Delphant, he's just getting his lap started. This Carrera, he's just getting his started. Just behind him, Sasha Wastner. Oh, sorry, just ahead of him, sorry. Wastner in the Bentley. I've got Samir Foch out here today as well. There's Michael Frey. And, wow, Michael Frey in a Porsche. I never thought I would see today. A stranger sight you never did see. But that is, yeah, Michael Frey back out, fresh from the Porsches. Apologies for the microphone quality this evening. I don't know what's going on. Audio software is just so much fun. Hopefully that helps it slightly. Maybe not. Yeah, so we'll crack on. Hopefully you can all hear me okay. Yeah, Michael Frey, out in a Porsche. He's, yeah, just showing us what he can do in the Porsche Cups. Making up quite a few spots. We'll see what he can do in the GT3 equivalent. Giraud is about to cross the line and set the first time of the session, and it is a 40.5. Boucher gets the time set. It looks like a couple of other drivers didn't get valid laps. Doivelaar certainly did though, a 40.3 for the McLaren driver. Kaveka gets a Ferrari up in the front 2 rows early doors. And Amadeo Castorino goes sub 1 minute 40. Of course he does, to take a 7/10 lead up at the top of the tree. Benjamin Voigt setting times. Castorino just ahead of Delphant, who's quickly overtaken by Wastner in the Bentley. Kreuzelberg though goes quicker with a sub 40. Carreras with a 40.3. Currently in 7th place. Samir Foch 13th. Jan Boucher quickly down to 12th position. Kavaka in 11th. And Michael Frey getting himself into the top 10 after his first lap. 10 minutes to go. Got times coming in thick and fast, as you would expect. Van der Meer in the Honda has already set a good time and is improving on it. Nope, he's just violated the track limits in the final chicane, and that's him done. Carreras is going quicker. Michael Frey is going a lot quicker. So too is Castorino. Vlugen goes up to second place with a 39.8 ahead of Kreuzelberg. So yeah, 39s are definitely going to be the standard, if not 38. 34-degree track temperature, you never know. You never know. Michael Frey really is pulling in that Porsche at the moment. So too, though, is Carrera flying in the Ferrari out of the final corner. He's going to cross the line with a lot of time in his pocket. It's going to put him up to the second row. As we hold our breath. First row, he's on the front row. Still 4 tenths down on Castorino, though. Michael Frey comes out the last corner. He's going to cross the line. He's going to jump to 10th place. As more times are coming in, Matija Meeks sneaks almost into the top 10, just ejected by Michael Frey. Brugnara in the Aston Martin. Wow. No fear over the curves, and it's violated the track limits though, and that is that lap in the bin. Pascal Giraud is moving. So that is Giraud. Sorry, yep, Giraud back across the line. 7th place for him at the moment. Karakis is another 2 tenths up. Looking good for the Visceral team at the moment. Oh, it's not going to be enough for pole position because Castorino's gone quicker again. 39.3 and it's 39.4 for Karakis. Well, I think that's an almost identical time to the one Castorino had previously had for pole, but Castorino is going quicker again. The McLarens are loving Imola, and so is Amadeo Castorino this week. That is for sure. 39.3 at the moment. He has got that McLaren absolutely dialed in. As we can see him heading down towards Aquaman Rally. Just so beautiful the way they interact with the curves. He's another 10th of a second up. Karakis has got less than 7 minutes now to find a lap. Let's see how many laps we've got. We've got 27 drivers in, 26 of them have set lap times. At the moment, Samir Foch is improving, Adam Pinzez is improving as well. Timon Stremer doesn't have a time set, but he is on a valid lap at the moment. Boyton Kavaka just outside the top 10, all making an improvement. And so too Eric Delfant. He is looking to get past Micah Vlugen and close the gap on Karakis. Karakis is in the pits as Castorino is out of the last corner. This doesn't look like he's carried that time across through the whole lap. Will it be an improvement? It will not. 39.312 pulls over. He's going to jump to the pits. He's going to get himself some fresh boots, and he is going to get out running once again. Here comes Delfant. Is he running to the first row of the grid? No, he is not. Less than half a tenth separating Delfant from Karakis, who's just come back out of the pits. What a battle up at the top of the grid. Max Vlugen 3 tenths behind the top 3 with less than a tenth and a half, or sorry, almost exactly 2 tenths separating the top 3, so they've got a good gap back to the rest of the field. Van der Meer still threatening an improvement in his time in the Honda. He could very well see himself jumping up into the top 10. It is crazy close between the rest of the field, as you would expect around this track. At the moment, no identical times have been set, but given we've got a field of 27, I wouldn't be surprised if we see drivers matched. We've got Jan Boucher 140.802, Samir Foch 140.822, and Lon van Rossum with a 40.870. So 3 drivers on a 40.8. Van Rossum looking for an improvement. Samir Foch has just found a whole chunk of time through Aquamina Rally in his Ferrari. He's the biggest improver on track, and has got one of the best liveries in motor racing history, of course. And yeah, he's got 410s here. That could see him up into row 6 or 7 from 23rd. Philip Richter just pulls a yellow flag as he was threatening an improvement, and Samir Foch finds another couple of tenths. He's out of the last corner, 4 tenths an improvement, 23rd. He's going to cross the line and jump to 15th place. Oh, so just outside, I thought row 6 or 7, row number 8. Sorry, row 7, it is row 7, 14 to 15. It is row 8, my apologies, I'm questioning my own sanity there. He's almost matched Kavaka's time with a 40.3. 3 drivers now on a 40.3, so he was one of 3 drivers on 40.8. He's now one of 3 drivers on 40.3. Does like to be in a group apparently. Castorino. Oh, he's got a nice bit of track. He's got 3 minutes left. Carrera as well, massively down on this lap, so needs a good run. That's Sasha Waster just behind him on track with a 39.96 drivers under 1 minute 40. Michael Frey with a 1 minute 40.005. So 6 thousandths away from a 1 minute 39 and to join the club. Oh, Carrera, okay, he's slowing up for a good run out of the last corner. Where are we? 2.5 minutes. So he's going to get time to finish this lap and start another one. So a solid sighted lap on the way. Who else? So looking up down the field to see if we do have any improvers. Tim Kreuselberg. Oh, gets a good run through. Love the pattern livery. 5th position. He's lost it. He did have some time in his pocket. Nirka Sav for the Master Race Car. The Mighty Mustang. I do love the sound of this bad boy. Good front splitter as well. But yeah, the Mighty Mustang is 1 minute 41.185. And he is carrying a bit of time here, it is safe to say. This could propel him well inside the top 25 if he brings this one home. Van der Meer is improving. So too is Castorino. Castorino is up on his lap as well. Oh, Sav survived. No, another driver losing out on a quick lap thanks to those curves and the final chicane. Castorino will be there soon. Sasha Wassner a 10th up, not quite enough to get past Kreuselberg at the moment, but doesn't need much more out the Bentley out the last corner. Is he getting any slipstream from the Pixel pilots? Oh, 39.8. 3 drivers now on 39.8. So we've seen 3 on 40.8. We've now got 3 on 39.8. Oh, Vlugan pulls over. Done with qualifying. 4th position is the best that Vlugan can hope for now. Castorino looking to make sure that is the top spot as he comes out with the last corner. He's going to have time for one more lap. He is going to increase the gap. .265 just sneaks into the 39.2s. Absolutely phenomenal pace. Pascal Giraud. Looking quick, so too is Doivlar. Doivlar just in Aquamina Rally. And in fact, it's just behind Giraud. Yes, it's going to be Giro that crosses the line first. Carrera is in the pits. Carrera is done with qualifying. 39.482 his time. That's going to be second place, the best he can start. And Castorino's going quicker again. Castorino is going quicker again. Giroud just losing a bit of time. Raul Castro, sorry, in 18th. Oh, Vandermeer threatening. Vandermeer does go quicker than Meeks, but Meeks is going quicker again. Let's see what Giroud can do. And Doivelar in quick succession across the line. Giroud just goes ahead of Doivelar, but Doivelar fights straight back and crosses the line and goes up to 7th. So sneaks ahead of Michael Frey as well. Good lap there. Eric Delfant is still out on track, so could take the spot from Carracas. A 10th of a second would do it. Not showing any improvement at this precise moment. Pulls into pits, so done and dusted. Castorino done as well. Voigt is done. Mateja Meeks definitely not done. Honda driver up to 10th place. Right of the death once again. We've got chopping and changing in the order. We'll get a look at that in a moment. I really do need to reposition my keyboard more sensibly. Wow, Eric Delfant with a purple sector in 3rd place. McLaren, Ferrari, Honda, Aston, Bentley, McLaren, Porsche, Aston, Honda in the top 10. You've got to love the LFM bot. Where is the results for the Pro Quali, please? Ask and ye shall receive. There we go. Castorino then confirmed. Quickest driver on track. 2 purple sectors. The first and the third. Not too bad at all. 2 tenths down. Grantis Carracas in the Ferrari. Delfant in 3rd position. Vlugen in 4th. And Kreuselberg in 5th place. 1 second separating the top 14. In fact, we'll say the top 16. With Samir Foss setting a 1 minute 40.335 to be 1.070 seconds behind. Having a quick scan, no identical times. Very, very close times, but no identical times. Michael Frey having a good run there in 8th position, 40.005. Giroud with a 40.035. So yeah, wildly close there, as you would expect. Of course, we are here tonight for Imola. We've had Spa and Donington so far. Watkins Glen next up on the calendar. The Nordschleife Week 7, 20th of November. That one's going to be a 90-minute race. So absolutely make sure you set your calendars for that one. That is going to bring the thunder, that is for sure. The standings going into tonight's race, it is Eric Delfant and Amadeo Castorino leading the way. Peter Doivelar in 3rd position starting tonight's race. First race in 7th place. Delfant starting in 3rd. And of course Castorino is going to start up at the top. We'll see. This is going to be some incredible battle into that first chicane. Absolutely cannot wait to see what the drivers have got on offer. If you do like what you see, get yourself involved. Get over to the LFM website. 263,937 drivers. 114.4 million laps driven. That is a lot of rubber being used on the tarmac. A lot of pit stops, I'd imagine, as well. Another 87 drivers getting involved today. So make sure you get yourself involved with the racing action. It is plentiful. Assetto Corsa Competizione, Assetto Corsa, Automobilista 2, Race Room, my beloved Race Room, Go F4s, iRacing and WRC, all covered by LFM.
20 seconds.
So get yourself signed up. Perfect time to get us a look at the grid. Hopefully we'll go long enough around this course to actually get them all in. Where is the software? There we go. There we are. Took a moment to load there, but yes, Camadeo Castorino starting on the top spot. Second place will be Grantis Carracas on row number 2. It's going to be Eric Delfant in the Honda. Again, great mix of cars over the front of the field. Fourth place, Mika Vlugan in the Aston Martin for AX Racing Team. Tim Kreuzelberg starting in 5th position. Just ahead of LFM's Sasha Waster, the Porsche Cup cars to the Bentley. That's quite the transition. Peter Doivelaar for Velocity Viper starting in 7th place in the McLaren. 8th, Matasia Meeks is in 8th place. Sorry, they've just dropped over. Who are we on to now? Pascal Giraud. Then it is Matasia Meeks. I knew it worked too smoothly to start with. Matasia Meeks. Then it is Timon Strema. No, David Lindblom, sorry. In the Honda. Then it is Timon Strema in the Ferrari. My apologies. We do have a bit of an issue with the starting grid. Let me see if I can get us back on track. The Aston Martin, there we go. Then it is Benjamin Voigt. Nope, this is completely gone. My apologies, we do seem to be having some alignment issues. We've gone back to Amadeo Castorino again. So I'll tell you what we'll do. There is Cavaco on screen. Samir Foch in 16th position. Nope, it's frozen again. Stremmer 11th. Where were we? We were with Samir Foch. We've still got a bit of time. So there is Rui Castro in 17th. Brugnara in 18th position. He'll start ahead of Mattia Brugnara in 19th. Jens Pluderman in 20th position. As we're heading down the final few corners. Van Rossum in 21st. Milan Kish in 22nd, Jan Boucher in 23rd, Philip Richter in 24th place, Adam Penzes in 25th, Kevin Bellick in 26th position, and Nirka Sav starting in 27th. Apologies if we did miss any drivers out there. We did get slightly confused on the way down. Certainly no confusion from here on in for the drivers. They have 20 minutes to bring home some points and confirm their starting position for race number 2. 40-minute race with the top 15 from this race being reversed. We'll in fact jump on. There we go. Green flags flat. Green flags are flying, and it is flying into turn number 1. It's flying into one another. Contact on the straight, and Grantis Carracas has been overtaken by Eric Delfant into the first chicane. No, he's not. He's managed to get the position back again. Contact between the top two, and Sasha Waster just having a bit of contact in the Bentley. Michael Frey managing to hold on to his starting position. In fact, he's made top 2 already. Incredible start by him again. He done it in the Porsche Cup cars. He's done it here in the GT3s. Castorino and Carrera with a slight bit of contact along the start-finish straight there. See that Delphine almost get a sniff of second place. Didn't quite manage to hold it as Wassner and Frey both find themselves with an incredible start. Natasia Meeks got caught absolutely napping at the start. He's down 7 positions. So Brugnara, Mattea has got a jump on Samuel. Samuel now down a position. Brugnara, Mattea up 3 spots with Samir Foch and Kavaka looking to take spots. Kavaka finds Samir Foch on the outside through Aquamina Rally. Foch manages to hold up to that one. I'm tripping over my own words here, there's so much going on. We've got Sasha Wassner looking to make more places at the start of the race, this time at the expense of Eric Delphine. It is Bentley. Bentley v Honda, an interesting battle to say the least. In fact, the cheeky bit of bonnet cam on the Bentley never goes amiss. But yeah, there we go, out of the final corner at the end of lap number 1. It's Castorino by 1.1 seconds from Carrera. Delphine in 3rd place. Wassner up to 4th. Michael Frey up to 5th position, as we can see in the rear view mirror there. Then it is Mika Vlugan who is, there we go, in 6th place. Kreuselberg in 7th. Duvallard in 8th. Giraud in 9th place with Timon Stremer in 10th position. Benjamin Voigt in 11th with Lindblom in 12th place for Ulrich van der Meer. Got a good start with Kavaka and Brugnara as well. Samir Foch still holding on to that 16th position. Let's see what's going on with Sasha Wassner though. He is all over the back of that Honda, giving Delphine absolutely no room to breathe at the minute. The NRG sim racing car will be feeling the heat from that radiator at the front of that big bad Bentley. As you can see, he's still got Caracas just ahead of him. Could have been very different if the contact with Caracas and Castorino was any heavier. Thankfully for all concerned, it was not. Stremer and Voigt swapping spots as Mattia Brugnara suddenly losing a handful of positions as Matija Meeks on the comeback drive already. 7 spots down. Kavaki gets overtaken by Van der Meer, so it's all chopping and changing just outside, around about the top 15. Samir Foch up a spot, and he might get another couple as well as Van der Meer and Kavaki go side by side at the final 2 corners. Not the most sensible place as far as maintaining momentum goes, but these two absolutely going for it. So too Duyvelard and Kreuselberg. In fact, Kreuselberg all over the back of Vlugan. Vlugan's already lost positions in this race, so too is Kreuselberg and Duyvelard. So these three, a combined 5 positions that they've managed to lose inside the top 5 so far. Vlugan and Kreuselberg starting 4th and 5th. Duyvelard starting in 7th. So a great little tussle there. Wassner still very much involved in a battle with Eric Delphine as Castorino and Caracas look to try and break away. Delphine certainly doing his best to keep up with Caracas at the moment. Wassner very much pushing the buttons there as well. We'll jump back on board with Duyvelard though. Not the best rear view mirror, but you can see Kreuselberg firmly ahead. Giraud, there he is. Lightning McQueen gets very close in the braking zone for Aquamina Rally on the exit though. It's all about that McLaren getaway speed. And the Aston and Kreuselberg ahead, really doing well. Over the curves we go. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a drive-through for track limits for any of the drivers in this race. It is incredibly easy, as we've seen in qualifying, to violate aforementioned track limits. And yeah, not the easiest to keep your powder dry when there's points and positions up for grabs. Castorino blissfully unaware of everything going on behind. He's now 2 seconds ahead. Caracas with no such lead as Delphine comes out the last corner, only 2/10 behind. Caracas doing good work in the Ferrari out of aforementioned last corner, but Delphine is going to be close going into turn number 2. Tamburello saw a fair bit of action on lap number 1, and it almost saw some more there. Now on lap number 3, Frey and Vlugen are still pretty close, but Doivelar and Giraud still keeping the action alive at the moment. Giraud now joining the back of this battle. He started in 9th position, so the 3 drivers ahead of him, all fresh scalps, as they've all now dropped down the order, and Benjamin Voigt already up 3, the matching Lightning McQueen cars at 9th and 10th. Looking pretty handy at the moment. Lindblom started 11th and still is in 11th, along with Stremer. Quite a few of the cars holding their starting position. Rui Castro, though, finds himself down 5 on where he started. So certainly a tough start to the race for him. Let's wipe that and do that. Delphant and Carrera still very much a battle, as the Bentley of Wassner still involved in this one as well. Michael Frey not too far behind, and Pascal Giraud bringing up the rear of this field, as you can see, in 9th place. So it was close in qualifying between the top 9 certainly, and it is proven to be so in this opening race here. 7 minutes in, we're going to cross the start-finish line for 4 laps completed. It's Castorino from Carrera, from Delphant, from Wassner, from Frey, from Vlugen, from Kreuzelberg, Duvillard in 8th, Giraud in 9th position. Benjamin Voigt rounding out the top 10. He is a bit down on fellow Lightning McQueen Giraud. But yeah, any incidents between these drivers here, he will be right back in the hunt. Cavaca looks like he's applying the pressure on Van der Meer. Samir Vos just at the back of this little group. He would start, if it stays like this, he would start race 2 in 1st place. But he is absolutely going to be hunting for the overtakes. He's going to be pushed on at the overtakes as well. Matija Meeks, he is the one that's actually at the back of this little group. He is in a nice position. Keeping a firm eye on what is going on ahead. Oh, and he was maybe a bit close there. The mount to slipstream looked like it might have caught him out of that. Of course, it's all fine and well being in the slipstream in a straight line, but when you jam on the brakes and there's a lot less aerodynamic air to hold the car down, it can be an issue. It all seemed to make it through quite nicely there. Castorino still absolutely solid out at the front. Carracas managing to get himself a little bit of breathing space, all things considered, to Delphant. Although that Honda absolutely flying out of that final corner is going to be very close into the braking zone for turn number 2. Ooh, extra grip on the steering wheel there. Nicely over those initial curves. Michael Frey still holding on to 5th, but Vlugen and Kreuzelberg are closing up. Doivelar, Giraud and Benjamin Voigt still rounding out the top 10. Voigt 3 seconds down, and Giraud losing a bit of time to Doivelar and the team ahead. And Mika Vlugen looking to get his Aston past Michael Frey if he can. Frey up 3 spots to a top 5 again. It is incredibly close racing. Incredibly close. Bear with me. So yeah, through Aqua Minerale we go once again. Solidly tight pack. You can hear the cars. Oh, now Eric Delphant. Let's jump back up here. This is for the final 2 podium positions. There's only 3/10 separating them. Wassner, Frey, Vlugen all now finding an average of a second between them. Kreuzelberg in the same boat. No such gap for Carracas though. Delphant once again flies out in the final corner. And that is the halfway mark of the race. That spotter just will not seem to switch off. Now, yeah, the halfway mark again into the braking zone. The Honda manages to get itself really close, but the mid-corner magic of the Ferrari all conquering over the Honda at this point. And that's what Carrera is going to need to do for the next 9.5 minutes, because Delphant is going to be like a dog with a bone. He is not going to let this one go. Now, if I jump on board with Kreuzerberg, he, another driver that is not going to be letting this one go. He has got positions to make back if he can. They've dropped Oivelar ever so slightly in Giraud, and now it's 2.5 back as well. So it's very much Freviv, Lugan v Kreuzerberg at the minute. Delphant and Carreras still rages on. Vandermeer, Kavaka, Foch and Meeks, 13th through 16th respectively, have got a cracking battle on their hands with Stemmer. In fact, we might even jump on and have a quick look and see how it's going on there. Stemmer, the cork in the bottle at the moment. Samir Foch near the back of this little group with Matija Meeks firmly locked in. Of course, Meeks with the terrible start to the race, down from 10th to 16th, so certainly got a point to prove and positions to take if possible. It's going to have to be at the expense of the drivers ahead. Kavaka giving firm chase to Vandermeer against Stemmer, sorry, the Petrol brothers down into Ravazza, the leading car in this little group. Stemmer, of course, started in 12th place, so a solid start holding on to your position. 8 tenths now between Carreras and Delphant, 4.4 between Carreras and Castorino. Castorino is not messing about with that clean air up at the front. Fastest lap of 39.2, almost half a second quicker than anyone else's fastest lap by Castorino at the moment. Really is taking advantage of all that space. Carreras semi-defending on the previous couple of laps. Kreuzerberg out with Toza and up towards Aqua Minerale Complex. It's still pushing. Aston v Aston, chasing down a Porsche. I tell you, not long ago this battle would have been, yeah, just completely unthinkable with the top end speed that the Porsche had. But certainly hanging with the big guns at the minute. Vandermeer still applying pressure to Stemmer as Samir Foch drops a bit off the back of Kavaka and is now under intense increasing pressure from Matija Meeks. Still looking to make back places, still making good inroads. You can see that's Lawrence Van Rosten eyeing up an overtake there, not quite close enough. Oh, as we've got a wavered Aston Martin just dropping off. That is not Jens Pluderman. Oh, it's Brugnara and Brugnara, so it's Mattea Brugnara who's down one on where they started. There's Samuel Brugnara where they started the race, but that was Mattea making a mistake there, finding himself out onto the gravel. That's given Samuel a very good run on him indeed, and bringing Van Rossum and Richter along with Jan Boucher having a difficult race. Certainly by Boucher standards, the European intensified driver is up to 23rd, but certainly not commensurate with who you'd expect him to be running. Let's see what Vlugen's got up his sleeve. Anything doing to get past the Porsche at the moment. Certainly managing to drop Kreuzerberg ever so slightly, so Kreuzerberg now just outside the slipstream edge, just sitting on the dirty air. Let's see how they get on. Just check. Again, hello to everyone in the chat. Thank you for all the continued support, all the follows, the likes and the subscribes on YouTube and Twitch. If you are enjoying the broadcast, do give us a thumbs up. Hit the subscribe on YouTube and a follow on Twitch as well. These three are now incredibly close. Just as I was saying, Kreuzerberg's getting dropped behind. He obviously didn't get that memo and decided to get himself right involved again. If he's placed this one right through Ravazza, he could be up a couple of positions. He was a bit close and not enough work on the brakes on the first part of Ravazza, so on the exit he is going to have the similar pace to the Aston ahead rather than just that little bit more. With Michael Frey, the cork in this little bottle. into the braking zone for turn number 2. It's going to be an interesting one. Aston Martin badges everywhere in the rear view mirror. The Porsche runs a little bit deep, opens himself up to a potential cutback, maybe even a double cutback. Extra dab of the brakes for Kreuzelberg's opponent. That is, of course, Vlugen. Oh, the yellow flag for Frey. Here comes Doivelar getting involved as well. It is Vlugen. A bit of hesitation there again. He was too close to the car ahead. Extra dab of the brakes. You can see the way this is ping-ponging to and fro between them. Less than 5 minutes of this race to go. At the moment, they're all going to be starting roughly where they're finishing. With the top 15 reverse, of course, 6, 7 and 8. We'll start 6, 7 and 8. Because they are pretty much in the middle of the 15. It's going to be Castorino starting in 15th, and it is currently Samir Foch who is starting in first place. That could all change though, because he does have 2 cars firmly behind him, and Matija Meeks still looking to get that overtake done in the Honda. Those 6 positions very painful for Meeks, but if he could get this one overtake done, it would see him start the next race in first. That would ease the hurt ever so slightly of that, I am sure. Castorino's got 3 minutes left to bring this one home, wins himself some points, and a 15th place start. Carrera will be in 14th, Delphant in 13th position. Wassner is a bit back now, 1.3, so equilibrious gaps opening up between the field up in the podium positions. Not so down here with this little group though. Michael Frey, his rear fender, can see where he is fending off the advances of the Aston Martins. They are not giving up the ghost on this one. As we head into Tosa once again, we've got 2.5 minutes left. So a couple of laps to go. Samir Foch and Kavaka and Meeks now involved in an incredible lap. You can see there is Meeks, there's Kavaka's rear spoiler. He's maybe just run a little bit deep. Nope, all 3 of them survived with the gaps that they had going into that corner. Let's see, sorry, Michael Frey, and there we go. Down into Aquaman Rally, sorry, up the hill. That looked almost like Ravazza there. Absolutely caught out. Castorino now 7 seconds ahead of Carreras. Yeah, nothing registering. So 6 seconds there. I will have a quick check of the penalties. So there was a couple of contacts as we saw in the opening lap. No further action taken on any of them. So racing incidents all the way from the start of the race. Here at round 7 of the CaseKing.de Pro Series. I've got the wrong one. There we go. €2,500 up for grabs for our championship winner. A long way to go before that is decided yet. 2 90-minute races, the Nordschleife and Monza still to be completed as well. Michael Frey with a big rear view mirror, and it's all Aston Martin. Vlugen, Kreuzelberg, Doivelar all looking to improve their position within the top 10, and it is Michael Frey's Porsche they are avidly hunting down. Samir Foch has improved his position. Matija Meeks is up to 15th as well as Lindblom. Oh, Jan Boucher's down at the back of the grid. Lindblom drops down. Vandermeer Kavaka in 13th, Foch in 14th, and Meeks up to 15th. And there is the leader on the final lap. We missed the leader winning the race. in the Porsche Cup. We'll try and catch this one unless we are this close on the final lap. These three keeping it extra spicy. Grantis Carrecas. Oh, he's had a bit of a wiggle there. You do not want to do that with Delphant that close. He's only a second and a half behind. Oh, Benjamin Voigt with the yellow flag. He's losing positions out the last corner. He's lost more. Benjamin Voigt now, 14th position. So he's dropped right off the back of that grid. Foch up to 13th place. Kavaka up to 12th. Van der Meer up to 11th. Meeks in 15th. Is Benjamin Voigt going to start race number 2 in the lead, because Matija Meeks is breathing all over the back of him there with Jens Pluderman for the Apex Predators. Looking to see if he can strike on the final lap and get himself a couple of spots. And in fact, if Pluderman gets a spot, he gets to start the next race in P1. So this is the battle for the start position in race number 2. Voigt is looking under serious pressure from Meeks. Not that Aston Martin Meeks thought he would have been battling with at this stage of the race, but it is a Lightning McQueen. He finds ahead of him. Of course they're going to go side by side into Aqua Minerale. He's going to make a little bit of a touch. He goes for the cutback. He sends up the inside. They make contact on the exit as Lightning McQueen makes contact with the back of Matija Meeks, and as Meeks off the track, he comes back on with a couple of Aston Martins around him. That's Benjamin Voigt, and now 14th, and Jens Pluderman up to 15th position as Amadeo Castorino takes the checker flag. One of the back markers slowing down. Did not do the extra lap, and it is Castorino with an 8-second gap over the rest of the field. Led by Grantis Carreca straight into the pits. Eric Delphant crosses the line in third. And Sasha Wassner up to fourth place. Yes, is Michael Frey up 3 to 5. Kreuselberg up down 1 to 6. Vlugen down 3 to 7. Toivolar, Giraud, Stemmer all crossing the line. Let's see if there was still a battle on the go. Nope, they all made it over. So yeah, the drivers coming home thick and fast. Stemmer, as I say, in the top 10. Then it's Van der Meer, Cavaco, Samir Foch in 13th. Voigt and Samir Foch. Let's just take a breath and calm down here ever so slightly. Samir Foch, 13th place. Benjamin Voigt in 14th position. And Jens Pluderman with the all-important 15th place. So he will start race number 2, the 40-minute race number 2, in first place. We'll get the full classified results up on screen in a moment. What a start that was to round number 3 of the CaseKing.de Pro Series. Of course, it is Imola Watkins Glen next week, but we've got the 48-minute race still to come. Just waiting on a couple of cars to cross the line. Maybe pop on some highlights. There we go. And yep, we will get the results. They should pop up. They can sometimes be a bit sticky. Fingers crossed. Yeah, still going showing Donington, so I'll give us a run through while I've still got them on the screen. Castorino took the fastest lap and the win by 7.7 seconds. Of course, the McLaren finding itself with a generous ballast adjustment. And yeah, and an 7.5 second win. Carregas in second with Delphant in third place. And there we go. There we have the results. So yes, as I say, Castorino in first, Carregas in second, Delphant in third, Wassner and Frey fourth and fifth. Kreuselberg just behind Frey with Vlugan in 7th, Doivelar in 8th place. Some good points for him from race 1. Pascal Giraud in 9th, Stemmer rounding out the top 10. Van der Meer in 11th with Kavaka in 12th. Samir Foch in 13th. Benjamin Voigt in 14th place. And Jens Pleurman crossing the line in 15th position. He will have the honour of leading us away in race number 2. Mattea Brugnara finishing in 16th position ahead of David Lindblom in 17th. Then it's Samuel Brugnara in 18th place. Matija Meeks ended up in 19th position with Milan Kies rounding out the top 20. Lon van Rossen in 21st, Patrick Richter in 22nd, is Bellick in 23rd with Castro finishing in 24th. Penzez in 25th place, Sav in 26th, and Jan Boucher, as we saw, did finish the race, but he was a lap down on the rest of the field. So that was race number 1. We will be back momentarily for race number 2. There we go, we can make that work and that work. Going into tonight's race, of course. After the opening 2 rounds, it is Delphant that is leading the way. After that, you would think he's going to still definitely be in the hunt for the lead. A good, solid points haul from race 1. Castorino in 2nd and Doivelar in 3rd place. Karekas was in 4th position. Boothby in 5th, not racing tonight. Milan Kies and Kavaka 6th and 7th, with Waster in 8th. Van Rossen in 9th. That is a tough result for Van Rossum, given he's currently in 9th position. Van der Meer finishing in 10th, and Jan Boucher as well, a lap down in 27. So yeah, you could pretty safe bet that this will be a drop round for Jan. It is the all-important race number 2 coming next. We should just about be ready to see everyone jumping in. And yeah, we'll see how the reverse order grid goes. Of course, the prizes up for grabs. For 3rd place, it is there we go. It's the Adiz headphones, the US manufactured premium headset. Some NASA technology in this. A very expensive gaming headset. Incredible sound and microphone. Almost €1,000 for that one. In 3rd place is going to be the Nitro Concepts E-Racer Immersion Meta Haptics Bundle. This will really bring your racing to life. An immersion seat cushion and seat for realistic racing. E-Racer Racing Rig for optimal sim experience. There's haptic feedback so you can experience every single bump on the road. It is extremely robust, and it boasts maximum comfort for those long endurance races. So it really does bring the racing to life. And of course, for 1st place, €2,500 to spend on the caseking.de website, thanks to Moza. All on Moza equipment, and yeah, an incredible array of equipment, and phenomenal budget to be spending on it. They've got their new pedals, steering wheels, bases, yeah, absolutely everything a sim racer could possibly hope for. So yeah, as I say, we'll be back in a moment or two, just waiting on the server to start. Until we do, enjoy. Absolutely any excuse to show that trailer time and time and time again. So we'll see how the drivers get on. As I say, 40 minutes they've got in this race to stake their claim for points. We'll just jump into the servers now. They've got a few minutes of practice. In fact, I think what we can even do... we can certainly get ourselves a look at some of the highlights from race number 1. There was a couple of penalties that were handed out at the end of that race. They'll be applied during this race. Car 5 who's no longer in the race, and car 18. So Benjamin Voigt, 10-second time penalty for causing a collision on lap number 13. And yeah, cars. Oh, my apologies. It is Matija Meeks. So Matija Meeks, the incident we saw him involved in, he will receive a penalty for that as well. So it's 5-second and 10-second penalties for causing collisions. That was the lap 13 collision that we saw. As we see some of the overtaking action from race number 1, that was the 20-minute opener, of course. We'll jump into the server for number 2. And the drivers will just get a quick warm-up session, practice session, a couple of minutes to jump in is where I'm going with that one. Again, big shout out to everyone that is in the chat. Thank you to everyone who is watching. Massively appreciate all the viewers, all the likes, the subscribes, the follows, and especially everyone that gets themselves involved in the race and jump over to LFM, and you, as I say, get yourself involved in a plethora of series which are available. As I clumsily try and get the penalties for race number 2. There we go. So yeah, once race 2 gets underway, we'll keep an eye on that. So yeah, only 2 penalties from race number 1 is the big news. Meeks and Voigt, 5 and 10 seconds respectively. And that will of course catch them in the mandatory pit stop, which is in the middle of the session. And yeah, I believe it will be the 20-minute session, 20-minute pit window once again. Yes, it is, with the fixed refueling time of 25 seconds. It's a mandatory refuel only during the pit stop, but it will take 25 seconds no matter how much fuel you put in. So really it is just about saving weight in the car. If you do go 50-50, or yeah, just fill the car with petrol at the start. I mean, if you're not going to lose any time, it'll keep obviously the average weight of the car down. So I would certainly see the drivers potentially going 50-50 on the fuel, rather than just taking on a litre and carrying the fuel weight of 40 minutes worth of fuel to the end of the race, or right from the start of the race. That extra weight can certainly play havoc, and certainly on the course like this one. As you can see, quite a few track limits violated in the final chicane. We'll see if that is the case in race number 2. If it is, we will definitely see some drive-throughs, even over a short 40-minute race. Flugen Kreuzelberg. That was an absolutely incredible battle between them all. That is Doy Villar looking to back up his third place in the championship with some more good points. Right on the back of this, Michael Frey there leading the way as he did for quite a few of them. All 26 drivers, 27 drivers will be back for race number 2. And it's frozen. And that was, of course, our race winner, Amadeo Castorino. 8 seconds. Our best part of 8 seconds, certainly, for the race winner. He will not be too displeased at that, that is for sure. I wonder, have the standings been updated any? Yeah, so there we go. We've got this round's first race has been added as well. As you can see, Delfant still top, Castorino in second. That result there certainly has helped him close the gap. Oops.
Green light. Go, go, go.
Yeah, there we go. We've only got a few minutes left of practice. I think we do have everyone in. Yeah, we'll have a look about the cars. As you can see, 2.5 minutes left. Exactly the same conditions for this race as it was in race number 1. So no major surprises for the drivers. The tyre pressures will be exactly the same. Oh, that's lively. And that's how easy it's done. And that's why we'll have practice sessions. Penzance is out getting some extra tyre data. There is Carrera. His livery hasn't worked. That's a bit strange. I've never seen that before. That's Milan Kish. Okay, what's going on here? Now that is not Adam Penzez. That is the Apex players. Okay, we seem to have a bit of an issue with the broadcasting software at the moment because that, in fact, is Grantis Caracas. But it's telling me it's Lawrence Van Rossum. Right, I'll tell you what we'll do. We've got a minute left. Right, okay, yeah, sorry. The software's having a bit of a moment, so we are going to do the sensible thing. He says, with a minute until the start. We'll have a couple of minutes for a warm-up. So yeah, we'll just shut everything down, and then we will crack it open again. Perfect. Yeah, there we go. More haste, less speed. We'll get through things. So we'll get loaded back up. As I say, 40-minute race, 20-minute pit window, mandatory refueling with a set time of 25 seconds for said fuel. The driver's unlikely to be changing tyres. It's going to cost them an extra 5 seconds. Yeah, they'll be able to wring the neck out with tyres for 40 minutes, no problem at all. Let's get ourselves back to the racetrack. Come on, there we go. Okay, I think we have some form of sensibility back, he says, hopefully. Excellent, there we go, all on the grid. Excellent, we are indeed back up and running. The drivers have now got 3.5 minutes to get themselves ready. We can get a grid walk once they do. But confirmed, Pluderman and Voigt are going to start first and second. Voigt's got an uphill battle with that 10-second penalty that he's going to need to serve in the pit stop. And we do need to check mandatory 25 seconds. And yeah, there we go. Mandatory stops are set up as well. So yeah, Pluderman from Voigt, from Foss, from Cavaca. Race 1 winner Amadeo Castorino down in 15th position. Got Bugnara and Lindblom just behind him. The drivers do love the reverse order grids. We'll see if anyone from the round 1 podium, race 1 podium, can make it to the race 2 podium. It's not an unheard of feat in this competition so far. And given Castorino's pace and how far ahead of the rest of the field he was at the end of the race, I do think he is going to make up quite a few positions before the end of this one. So he is going to be one to watch. Certainly Delphant and Carrera is ahead of him as well. Both very quick. So he's going to need to get a good start on them and try and get past, if he can, very early doors, or he could find himself in an elongated battle, dragged out over lap after lap after lap, which is not going to be what he's looking for. Doivelar starting in 8th place, now 3rd in the championship going into this one tonight. So a very good starting position for Doivelar, and he can certainly convert, as we saw from the podium at Donington last time out. Donington, a tough track to race at. So yeah, doing well to bring home those points to get himself up in the second. We'll see if he can convert that into even more and a firmer grip on the series standings going into Watkins Glen next week. Wow, there is, I can confirm, 14 points between Delphant and Castorino, with Caracas. What is he? He's 120 points behind Castorino. Yeah, 120 points behind, but he's only 4 points ahead of Doivelar in 4th place. Wow, that is very, very, very close. In fact, yes, so Caracas after race 1 there has gone ahead of Doivelar in the standings. My apologies, so there has been a change there. There has been a change there. Right, hopefully... there we go, the engine's firing up. So much technology to play with. Here we go. Sorry, just quickly getting everything all set back up. We have made a bit of a faux pas there. We'll turn the squealing brakes down ever so slightly, but there is confirmation. It's Pluderman for the Apex Predators starting in first place. He'll be followed by Benjamin Voigt in second. Third place will be LFM content creator Samir Foch. In fourth position, Hau Kavaka. In fifth place, Van der Meer in the Honda. Sixth place is going to be Timon Stemmer for the Petrol Brothers. He'll be followed by Pascal Giraud. Seventh place for Pascal in race 2. Peter Doivelar in 8th position for Velocity Viper. Mika Vlugen for AX Racing Team, 9th place. Tim Kreuselberg in 10th position. He'll be starting ahead of Michael Frey in 11th place. We'll see what Frey can do in this one. Sasha Wasner for LFM Esports in the Bentley in 12th position. And Sergio Delfant in 13th place. Grantis Karekas in 14th position. And race 1 winner Amadeo Castorino in 15th place. Brugnara starting in 16th position. Lindblom in 17th place. It's Samuel Brugnara in 18th position for this one. Mateja Meeks got a 5-second penalty which is carried over from race 1. He will be starting in 19th position. In 20th place for Sunset Outrun, it's Milan Kish. We've got Lawrence Van Rossum in 21st position for the Unicorn Racing Team. Philip Richter for Pit Speed Racing. Kevin Bellick for Bellick GT Racing in 23rd place. Then it's Rui Castro in 24th position. Adam Penzez in the Lamborghini in 25th place. Nirka Saab, Jan Boucher is in 26th. And the Eurobeats intensifies Ferrari. Different livery this time around for him. And Nirka Sav bring up the rear of the field in 27th place. Perfect timing, the leaders coming through Ravazza. Tell you what, Van der Meer in that Honda, if he can get a good start here, there's a couple of Ferraris around him. He could make their life particularly interesting, I think it's safe to say. But we will see how they progress. 40-minute race, 20-minute pit window, 1 mandatory stop for fuel. The 25-second tariff. And we also need to, fix that. So here we go then. Round number 3, race number 2. There are the red lights, there are the green lights, and that's a drive-through for being out of position for car number 12. That's Kreuselberg down the order, losing positions, and there's a contact up at the front as Benjamin Voigt looking to make his way up into the lead, and he's got the job done, though he's not at the back end of the Aston Martin, has bounced all over the place. That's cost him some serious exit speed, so Pluderman hangs on. Van der Meer with a bit of a yellow flag there. Doivelar involved as we see Mika Vlugen and Michael Frey getting themselves firmly involved. Here comes Tim Kreuselberg as well, full concertina effect going on up at the front of the field. Karekas, Philip Richter, Eric Delfant is out. Eric Delfant is out with a running for a top 10. He's down in the 24th position. Karekas has snuck his way up too. So too has Castorino. But these two are now side by... Oh no, they're not side by side, sorry. That is Tim Kreuselberg that is just ahead of them. And now they are side by side. It's Karekas and Castorino battling for the race win in race number 1. They're battling for the 12th position. Here in race number 2 is Karekas that finds himself with the upper hand in the battle at the moment. Kreuselberg in 11th, right behind them. Oh, that drive-through has been cleared for the outward position. So no further action taken on that one. Pluderman from Voigt, from Samir Foch, from Cavaco. Van der Meer and Doivelar are going side by side. Doivelar takes the position, the Honda. I did think it would get a good jump on the Ferraris. It's going to be Pascal Giroux following through as well. And here comes Timon Stemmer looking to make it potentially 3 for 2. But no, here comes the Honda absolutely fighting back. Van der Meer hangs on to the position they now find themselves in. Here comes Pascal Giroux along the start-finish straight, firmly in the slipstream. Bit of a bump draft there into the second corner. Is he still going to go for up the inside? He does indeed. He makes contact with the Honda. They're both going to be seriously compromised, and it's Giroux that is massively compromised. He's lost an absolute mountain of positions there as Michael Frey and Van der Meer, Michael Frey and Timon Stammer go side by side. But here comes Castorino. He's got himself past Carrecas. Carrecas in the fray finds himself separated from Castorino now by Pascal Giroux. All action at the end of lap number 1. Brugnara gaining a position on Brugnara, so these two swap positions. But here comes Grantis Carrecas, comes fighting back. He gets back past Pascal Giroux in the hunt for Castorino. Oh, he very nearly got Punterino there. That is Pluderman still leading the way then. Benjamin Voigt and Samir Foch still where they started. So too is Cavaco. Then it is Peter Doivelar up 3 positions since the start of the race. He's got himself into the top 5 as he has a bit of a bounce over the curbs in the final chicane. It's not enough to quell the momentum though. What a run he's got out with that corner. Cavaca surely done absolutely bang to rights. Yeah, he's almost backed out with that there in the Ferrari. Realised he was completely outpaced. Doivelar, more positions to be made. Next up on his checklist will be Samir Foch, who's got not a lot of time to make up to Benjamin Voigt, in fact. So the final 2 podium positions already firmly under scrutiny. There is Grantis Carrecas firmly scrutinising the rear spoiler of Amadeo Castorino once again. Just behind him, Stemmer and Lindblom have themselves a great little battle with Matteo Brugnara. Oh, that's a good run through that first chicane. Yeah, the Aston Martin doing well. So did Lindblom in the Honda. Not so much for Stemmer. Is that going to cost him into Tosa? No, it's not. Sorry, into Villanueva. We're not quite at Tosa yet. Carrecas is almost there, and I tell you what, that's a mistake by Kreuzelberg. He got a bit close to Van der Meer there, as we can see from the rear spoiler of Van der Meer. That is a big gap that is now opened up. Not so much of a big gap back to race 1 winner Castorino for Kreuzelberg though. Tim will certainly be ruining that overexertion on the brakes there. He got himself a bit close. We do have some big moves down at the back of the field, in fact. Nirka Saab up 2 spots. Matasia Meeks with another tough start to the race. Down 6 positions. Quiche down 6, and Rui Castro down 3. Sasha Waster and Eric Delfant. I need to reset that. In fact, let's see if we can see what happened to Delfant. Oh, so this is another incident he's had further down the field. There's been quite a few contacts. So his original incident has disappeared. That is out with Tosa. Oh, yep, that's just unfortunate there. An unwitting 3 wide with a car dropping down the field. So that is what's ailed him. Milan Quiche. No, unfortunately, their incidents have dropped off. There has been a few contacts, and we'll get back on to the live action where Delfant is trying to take back places. He's already got a couple, and there is that one signed, sealed and delivered. It is Van Rossum next up on his overtake list. We've got another yellow flag for Sasha Wasner. Sasha Wasner, the number 15. I think he's got a penalty hanging over his head as he has got a look at the inside of Tosa, the Aston Martin of Samuel Brugnara, compliantly getting out of the way. None of that compliance going on ahead. Tim Kreuzelberg still got the top 2 from race 1 behind him at this point. And Michael Frey still fending off Van der Meer for 7th place in his Honda. But again, Frey another phenomenal start. He's made up 4 places on his start, so a great race for him. Samir Foch was closing in on Benjamin Voigt, but it's now very much Voigt closing in on Pluderman. Voigt with, again, a 10-second penalty to serve at his pit stop. Oh, and it's Foch is overtaken. Foch has been overtaken by Doivelar. Nothing showing on the incident, so I think he just got a bit lively through the final chicane. And Doivelar finds himself up into 3rd place, so a great start to the race for him. Benjamin Voigt and Jens Pluderman temporarily swapping positions. It's Voigt going for it up the inside, heavy into the braking zone. The Aston Martin's got the run on him. Can he make this one stick on the brakes? Pluderman got no defence for that one there. Other than tucked back into the slipstream. That is Benjamin Voigt now leading the way, and Jens Pluderman has fellow McLaren driving Peter Doivelar closing in handily on him as he tries to keep up with Lightning McQueen ahead. Kreuselberg, Carreras, Castorino swap positions. Castorino is ahead of Tim Kreuselberg. Kreuselberg now the meet in the top 2 sandwich, as Carreras is 11th place. Pascal Giraud, another Lightning McQueen, going like Lightning at the minute, in 12th position. Bellic and Delphant still looking to make positions back again. So he is back to where he started. No, my apologies, he's not. He's still running in 20th place. He started, of course, in 13th. It's Timon Stemmer who's dropped another 9 spots, so he's had another incident which has seen him now tumble down the order. Benjamin Voigt. Let's just check the audio levels. The microphone's gone very quiet again, strangely. Not sure what is going on. Yeah, hopefully it is nice and audible. Benjamin Voigt up at the front, Pluderman in 2nd, Doivelar now up 5 positions to 3rd place. Foch and Cavaca down 1 spot each. Vlugen and Frey up 3 and 4 respectively. Oh, as that is Van der Meer just kissing the gravel there with Kreuselberg, Carreras, and more importantly, of course, Castorino very much in the hunt. Castorino up 6 on where he started. Double the gain of championship rival Carreras, and vast improvement on the race of Eric Delphant so far. This could see a big shake-up in the overall standings. Delphant, though, you would think, should be able to make up a couple of spots. Easier said than done. Jan Boucher had the tough race number 1. He's already up to 18th position from 27th. So an incredible start for him. He's got Kevin Bellic behind him and Van Rossum's just ahead of him. And of course they've got the pleasure of Delphant hurrying them along as well. Jens Pluderman definitely being hurried along by Doivelar at the moment. A couple of laps ago he was leading the race. He now finds himself in 2nd, and that is a tenuous grip on 2nd place he's got, if it all things considered. That's 10 minutes of the race already, and Doivelar comes straight in. Doivelar going for the undercut, so that's 10 minutes of racing we've had already. Doivelar comes into pit, so does Carreras. Carreras done with the close quarters action. He's looking for a bit of track position. So it is early pits. Jan Boucher as well coming in. Delphant comes in. Stemmer comes in. And Milan Kish coming into the pits as well. Half a dozen cars coming in as soon as the pit window opened. No early pit stop though for our race leader, which is currently Benjamin Voigt, 1.3 ahead of Pluderman, who's 1 point ahead, 3 ahead of Samir Foch, who is... No, it's only a second, I'm afraid. Ahead of Cavaca, 1.3 would be good. And then it is Mika Vlugen, looking exceptionally quick in his Aston Martin. He is bringing up the rear of this little group. He's got 1.3 back to Michael Frey and Castorino, so we'll see what those two do as far as pit stops go. We'll have a quick look around the field as a... Quick pit stop, comms back in a moment. There we go, so still on board with Lugan. That is how close this battle is at the moment. Kreuzlberg with an early contender for fastest lap with a 140.5. I did see a couple of yellow flags here. Peter Duivelar, the lead car to have taken his pit stop. So we've seen another two cars come into the pits. Delfan back out in last place. Kreuzlberg behind Carrera, who is behind Duivelar, and there is Castorino coming into the pits. So Castorino answering almost immediately to the pit stop by Grantis Carrera, so we'll see when he comes back out. Benjamin Voigt doing good work up at the front, but it's Vlugan who's doing some fine work up at the front at the moment. He's bringing Michael Frey with him as well, which you love to see. Those two are going to go side by side into Toza, and it is going to be Michael Frey. Oh, as a contact and a spin. I think there might have been a blue flag there as well, but Michael Frey finds himself completely the wrong way. And if I can just jump on this. So yeah, Michael Frey suddenly losing a handful of positions there. Oh sorry, 2 positions he lost. Oh yeah, so the Aston Head really lost momentum massively there. And then gives him a tap back on the way into Toza. So yeah, that was fortunate contact. Couldn't see a bit of a slap on the wrists from the stewards. Castorino exits the pits behind Duivelar, obviously, because Duivelar was running up in third. It's by how much though? Wow, only by 3 seconds? We'll see if we get confirmation on that. Yes, indeed. Not too far behind at all. It is Castorino, then it is Carrera. So Carrera now again, with no one separating him from Castorino. Castorino managed a near 8-second gap across the line at the end of race number 1. You'll be looking to replicate that again if you can, as Vlugan comes into the pits. Van der Meer just having a bit of an issue there. I think there might be a slight contact after an attempted overtake, which you know in 5th position still Kavaka in 4th. Samir Foch back up to 3rd. Vlugan coming into the pits. So it is all chopping and changing. Vlugan currently the only car in the pits. Doivelar coming out the last corner, so a few of these will go past. Kreuzelberg included. David Lindblom from the Pixel Pilots. Flying down there is Jan Boucher Stemmer. Delphant has now overtaken Milan Kish after Kish took his pit stop. No one else coming in at the moment. Benjamin Voigt building that gap up at the front. He's 2.3 seconds ahead. And his lap times, the temperature has gone up. I did notice that. It's up to 35 degrees. So we're not seeing many drivers get their way into the 1 minute 39s as Benjamin Voigt finds his way into the pits. Pluderman stays out, so too does Foch. Kavaka, Giraud staying out, the Honda of Van der Meer. Sasha Wasner stayed out as well, but Michael Frey has come in, which puts Brugnara ahead of him now here. Both Brugnaras, in fact, coming through. Kevin Bellick, he stayed out, so is Van Rossums. Richter, nope, there we go. Nope, we're getting stuck with the cars in the pits. Meeks has stayed out as well. Tim Kreuzelberg still with the fastest lap of the race. As Aston Martin clocking a very handy 1 minute 40.085 in the open exchanges. As Kavaka now finds himself right on the back of Samir Foch, who is currently in second place. Kluderman, as we can see, just ahead, leading once again. Started in first, is back up to first place. Foch starting in third, Kavaka starting in fourth. I tell you what, Kavaka looking the quicker than the two of them at the moment. I wonder if it's worth Foch coming at the pits at the end of this lap. Got himself a bit of clear air. Still got half the pit window to go. So yeah, early pit stops. A couple of the drivers going for the undercut. A few other drivers then instantly answering in kind. That is very close to half the field that's been in. Oh, Michael Frey with the yellow flag. Oh, he's just exiting the pits, that's why. So that's Frey out of the pits in 23rd place. Vlugan out in 22nd. Kreuzelberg still running 20th at the minute, so 4th out of the drive. 5th of the drivers. 4th, sorry, Tim Kreuzelberg, 4th out of the drivers that have taken their pit stop so far. He is 5th, my apologies. Benjamin Voigt did of course come in very recently. And he is back out. Castorino, unsurprisingly, spent the least time stationary. So Voigt's penalty was added at the end of race number 1. My apologies, he didn't serve it in this pit stop. His penalty was added to his finishing position. There was a few though. We did have Eric Delphant got a 15-second penalty for a collision on lap number 1. He did serve that during his pit stop. We have also had penalties for cars 14 and 19. So Jan Boucher picked up a 5-second penalty for forcing the car off track. And we had a penalty for Milan Kish, a 15-second penalty to him as well for causing contact. That'll be why their pit stops were so long. Delphant stationary for 47 seconds, almost double the allotted time to change fuel in this race. So that is an exceptionally painful one there. So we're into the second half of the race now. It's round number 3, race number 2 of the CaseKing.de Pro Series. €2,500 up for grabs as Philip Richter, Pit Speed Racing, please don't speed in the pit lane, finds himself in for his mandatory stop. Pluderman is definitely being closed in on. Kavaka must have come into the pits. So yeah, Kavaka, 32 seconds stationary, 5 seconds longer than anyone else. and is now behind pretty much everyone. Behind Voigt Duvillard. Yeah, it was behind Imola, but that's Castellino, Carrera and Kreuzelberg all comfortably ahead. So yeah, that long pit stop for Kavaka, that has been a painful one. No drive-through penalties served as yet, as Carrera. Everyone's going to go past Richter as he is just on his way out of the pits. He is indeed. Everyone flying along that start straight. Start-finish straight. There goes Vlugan. Here goes Michael Frey. Here comes Jan Boucher. Now this is the one that's going to be close. And in fact, Boucher will still be behind Richter, I believe. Oh, there is Richter on exit. And in fact, here comes Boucher. Yep, he is going to be just behind into the braking zone. Got so much more momentum into turn 2. But not quite enough. Slides his way through. So we're getting some more drivers in the pits. Van der Meer comes in his Honda, and one of the Brugnaras comes in. That's Kevin Bellick, and that is Mattea Brugnara coming in. If anyone in the chats knows, are Samuel and Mattea, they related? I know it seems exceptionally likely, but with the size of the planet, you never know. That is both Brugnaras in. Meeks comes in, Pinzez and Castro all coming in to the pits. Pluderman is just coming towards Aqua Minerale. Samir Foch is coming to. That is Eric Delfant. Looking to unlap himself. Delfant currently down in 26th position. So you'll gain a lap back. I've got on the same lap as Foch if he gets past or if Foch comes into the pits. Foch with 7 minutes left to pull the trigger on that pit stop. As a whole lot of changes take place up at the top of the board. A group of drivers in the pits, a group of pitted drivers going past. But the interesting one is Castorino and Doiverlar, and in fact Benjamin Voigt, the top 3. The net race leader is Benjamin Voigt. And I'll tell you what, that is a tenuous race lead he's got at the moment. Doiverlar and Castorino, the only saving grace that Voigt's got at the minute, I think, is the fact that Castorino needs to find a way past Doiverlar before he can start making moves. Oh, and Doiverlar overly pushing it on the way out of Tozer there. You saw that extra correction of the steering. Incredible work to keep that thing between the Mayo and the mustard. But he has absolutely managed to do so. As they head down into Aqua Minerale, more cars changing up at the top of the field. That is, of course, again because of the pit stops. As Pluderman and Foch both come in to the pits. Yeah, pit garage is very close to one another. That promotes Jarreau to race on-track race leader. Waster in second, Bellick in third, Van Rossum, Sav still to take their pit stops as well. And here comes Benjamin Voigt bringing Peter Doiverlar and the race 1 winner Amadeo Castorino firmly along with them. So across the start finish line we go. Foch and Pluderman both on their way out. It'll be interesting to see. In fact, Foch pops out just behind Carracas. So he gets himself between Carracas and Pluderman. So he's gotten ahead of Pluderman. Both of them are particularly long stops, in fact. A couple of more penalties have come in. There's been quite a few now, actually. So that might explain that. Or maybe some damage repair. No penalty for Foch. Sorry, the surprise here is just because his pit stop was 27 seconds. My apologies, I've looked at the wrong one. Pluderman was 30 seconds. We'll have no more penalties. A couple of warnings, and car number 10, which is Michael Frey, has been given a 5-second penalty for causing a collision on lap 9. Cars 5 and 19 have both also received warnings. So that's a penalty, then a warning, then a warning, then a penalty. for the two drivers respectively. There's still an almighty battle going on for the potential race lead here. Benjamin Voigt still the net leader. Peter Doivelaar in second place, Castorino in third, Garrekas in fourth place. Samir Foch back in the pits in a net fifth position, but it's Garrekas that will jump on board with as the top four. As I say, these are the net leaders. There's Bellick and Van Rossum coming into the pits. We've got 3.5 minutes left, so still another lap for Giraud, Wassner and Saf to come in and serve their pit. Van Rossum, as you can see, and Bellick both tumbling back down the standings. Frey comes through. Van Rossum on his way out. That's Bellick on the exit road as well. Oh, Brugnara's got ahead of both of them. So Samuel Brugnara's got ahead of both Van Rossum and Bellick. Mattea Brugnara didn't quite make it. As we're still on board with Grantis Garrekas. No 8-second gap for Castorino in this one. No. There's Pascal Giraud in the pits. We'll see when he comes back in. That puts means that Sacha Wassner is now our on-track leader near to Sav. Still to take a pit stop as well. Doesn't come in on this lap. Amadeo Castorino has taken a 1:40.022 to take the fastest lap of the race so far. So couldn't get it done in stint one. Now even more heavily caught up in traffic, manages to get it done in the start of stint number 2. Just no end to the driver's talent. Ooh, and that's a bit of a rough run through the final chicane there for Garrekas, and you can see Castorino lining up a move into Ravazzi. He's got the outside line there, Doivelaar trying to defend on the inside. He's going to give potentially the run to Castorino on the exit. No, he is going to give him the run on the exit, and here comes Castorino with a aforementioned run, and foolishly there Doivelaar moving over and giving up the slipstream of the car ahead. You need to stay on the car ahead of you, unless he was just letting Castorino through. It's better to pick your battles, and as Garrekas looking to pick his battles as well. Doivelaar got another target incoming, and Samir Foch is going to be licking his lips when he sees this one as well. These two ahead, they're going to go side by side. Come on, get some helicam, there we go. Oh, and through the second chicane. That is a bold move by Garrekas. He just about puts a wheel on the gravel, keeps it off the gravel, but here comes Foch and Kreuzelberg, and it is Garrekas up the inside through Toza once again. A bit of a battle put on, and it's Kreuzelberg made the move on Foch. So Foch thought he was getting a position, but Kreuzelberg said no, thank you very much. My Aston Martin quite fancies taking 7th position. And that is Foch now down into 8th place. Jens Pluderman right on the back, one-time race leader. Got Pascal Giraud following on very closely indeed. Sacha Wassner and near to Saab come in the pits as Benjamin Voigt comes under increased pressure from Castorino. There's been a lot of increased pressure this evening. Not sure why that front splitter not working. Let's jump on board. A bit of cockpit camera for Castorino as he hunts down back-to-back race wins. Garrekas looking for back-to-back seconds if he can. Doivelaar looking to bring back-to-back podiums. Podiums from race 2's, the 40-minute race. Oh, there we go, Castorino, that McLaren absolutely flying. Is there anything that the Aston can do? Yes, he can. He can brake very late indeed. He can send himself out onto the gravel. He can rob himself of all his momentum, and he's instantly going to rob himself of second position as well, because Grantis Garrekas is not going to need a second offer to come and take that spot. Voigt loses 1.5 seconds. Oh, and he has a bump. Garrekas then ends up on the gravel. He's had a bump of Voigt. Garrekas on the gravel. He ended up getting the position anyway because he had to take a shortcut across the gravel. He's now on the outside line, and Doivelaar has been overtaken by Kreuzelberg. There's no way we're keeping up with all of this. This is what we'll love to see. Let's go LFN top split. Tim Kreuzelberg and Peter Doivelaar battling for 4th position as Garrekas tries to fend off Benjamin Voigt for 2nd, and Amadeo Castorino says goodbye. There he goes. Already halfway through Aqua Minerale as the trailing pack try and fight their way back, and innocuous contact between Voigt and Carrera. So Carrera off track ever so slightly, and now back in the hunt. Look at that train of cars. That's Kavaka just in 9th place there, and Flugen won't be long in catching up. Michael Frey in 11th, Lindblom in 12th place. I really should have did that then. There we go. Van der Meer 13th, Wasner in 14th position. Where is Delphant? 23rd place for Delphant. So he's made back quite a few spots from where he was. Kreuzelberg and Voigt, we've got flashing. As Kreuzelberg and Voigt go side by side, it's Voigt going full defensive, but it's Kreuzelberg that takes the position, and Deuvelard can take the spot as well as he takes a contact from the Aston Martin and has to take the gravel exit road. As Pascal Giraud about to bring Samir Flosch into this one. Look at this pack and fly battle in here then. Kavaka, and it did say Max Flugen wouldn't be long in catching up. He's already caught up and he's overtaken one of the cars in that pack. That is Jens Kluderman, who now finds himself separated from Kavaka. Kavaka and Flosch, they two may well have separation anxiety when they're separated at the end of the race. They've had a very close quarter battle throughout both races this evening. The two Ferrari drivers, they've got Deuvelard now leading this little pack. Benjamin Voigt with a little bit of breathing space to Kreuzelberg, which is not what he was looking for. Kreuzelberg up into 3rd position, Carreras in 2nd, Castorino 3.9 seconds ahead with 7 minutes left to go. Anyone that predicted that turnaround more than 5 minutes ago needs to be sending me their 6 favourite numbers for the lottery, please, thank you. Castorino, yeah, 4 seconds ahead. Incredible stuff. Let's watch this battle with Kavaka, Foch and Flugen as they all try to overtake Pascal Giraud. Lightning McQueen is going to need to be like Grease Lightning if he's going to keep this pack of baying wolves from the door. A door which he is firmly holding at 6th position. Love the sound of the engines bouncing off the wall. 6.5 minutes to go. That's 34 minutes gone already. Absolutely wild. Absolutely wild. Amadeo Castorino, he got the fastest lap, the race winning pole position in race 1. He got the fastest lap. He's got the fastest lap, fastest lap, pole position. Oh no, he didn't take pole position because it's reverse order again. He's got the most positions gained in the race, and he's got the fastest pit stop of anyone, 26.9 seconds. No one else getting into the 26s for the pit stop. So yeah, he's even managed to find 3.10s on Carreras through the pits. That is just all-round race consistency. Absolutely frightening. Mika Vluga in 9th position. Oh, you can see Kavaka having a look down into Aquamina Rally. And tell you what, Kavaka can't afford to do that if he's not going to commit to the move, because the Aston will step alongside and give you a monster headache. Michael Frey's been handing out more headaches as well. He's got his Porsche past Pluderman. Pluderman now down to 11th position, and that might even be 12th because Van der Meer is flying, although Pluderman matching him for lap time at the minute. So this could be a battle right down to the final checker flag. Michael Frey and Mika Flugen, the battle that we're going to keep an eye on here though. Flugen watching Kavaka trying to go around the outside into the opening of Ravazza. He closed himself off for the cutback, and here goes Michael Frey, who doesn't need a second invitation. I did say that Kavaka could see himself out of position to the Aston Martin. I just didn't realise it was going to be Michael Frey who was going to lead the way through first. Can the Aston do it? At least the Ferrari has stayed in the slipstream, but they're bringing Jens Kluderman and Van der Meer with them. It's going to be a 5-way battle for one position into turn number 2. The Porsche, the wily campaigner, knows what he's doing there. Pulls in front of the Aston before the braking zone. Oh, and there's contact. There's a car off ahead. Oh, and there's absolute carnage as the Honda ends up tail up in the air. That is more cars getting caught up. That's what? Oh, 8 cars. 8 cars all getting caught up in that. Deuvelard was the car ahead. He was already in the middle of an incident, I believe, which hasn't. Oh yes, it has. Bear with me a moment. No way my throat is lasting until the end of this race. So here is Doivelar. He's just lost a whole lot of positions. I believe that's Pascal Giraud that he's going up against. Into turn number 2. He's good on the brakes. Oh, yeah. That is both of them making it past. And then he's on his rear view mirror. There's Michael Frey in the foreground. You spin me right round, baby, right round. Like a record, baby, right round, right round. I should have fully committed and sang that, to be fair. But yeah, that was all kinds of tussling going on. Oh, this is from the... Oh no, this is the battle still continuing. Yeah, so there was more going on after what we saw. There's so many popped through. Yes, squeaky bum time, I believe they would call that, Kieran Clifford. Thank you very much for jumping in, but yes, I'd imagine everything was cleansed there. Sasha Wasner in the big bad Bentley was bang in the middle of that little stramash there. He has managed to survive. I'm not sure the Stewart's pencils will manage to survive. There's going to be a lot of pressing the rewind button. That is for absolutely sure to see what happened there. All we know is he might just be the Stig. Amadeo Castorino with 3 minutes left to go. That mighty McLaren. I did say it was unlikely he was going to get anything like an 8-second lead at the end of this race because he started in 15th, but no. Amadeo said, hold my coffee. I'm going to go kick some rear end, take some names and chew some gum, and I think he's all out with gum. Because that is a 6-second lead he's got over Carreras. Carreras now with a 1.3 second gap back to Kreuzelberg. Giraud in 4th and Benjamin Voigt in 5th position. Samir Foch in 6th, Peter Doivelar in 7th, Mika Vlugen in 8th with Lindblom and Brugnara rounding out the top 10 still, but he has got Michael on a charge free. I tell you what, if anyone wants to know how to drive a Porsche, this is the person you need to speak to. An absolute god in the Porsche Cup cars, and he's done not too bad in the GT3. Starting this one at 11th, he's looking to improve on 11th, although there's a hungry pack of Sasha Wasner, Kevin Bellick and Tao Kavaka behind them. Kavaka was, of course, recently battling with Samir Foch, who's looking to bring home a very good 6th position. Benjamin Voigt and Pascal Giraud. So it was Giraud that made contact, as Voigt made his way through as well. Castorino 6 seconds ahead of Carreras again, 1.6 seconds now, sorry, ahead of Kreuzelberg. Bellick getting himself involved with Kavaka and Wasner. That big bad Bentley. In fact, what's the front splitter? Split it like? Yeah, there we go. A real front splitter. It's a front splitter that's going to watch the Bentley go bye-bye unless the back end goes laterally either side. A mini tank slapper there, but Wasner reeling it in. I believe they call that gathering up the race car, as my good friend Tess Williams would testify. Turn 3 at Portimao, anyone? And yeah, up the hill we go there, and up the hill we go here. Richter and Meeks again, another driver with good pace, picking up a couple of penalties. But he's now looking to pick up positions in the closing stages, as he's got Richter and Van Rossum just ahead of him. He's just getting close at the wrong time there. Not quite. You either need to be closer sooner or later. Oh, a lot of tyre squeal there coming from the Honda as he exits Aquaman Rally. You can see Sasha Wasner still having a bit of a rough time of it there, fending off the cars behind him. And yeah, that's Kevin Bellick. And there's the leader on the final lap, Amadeo Castorino. I did say at the start, I wonder if we could see anyone make it back onto the podium. Amadeo just fancied back-to-back wins, really, and he's going to do it by 7 seconds in both races. That is just absolutely mind-blowing stuff. Carreras in second, once again at Kreuzelberg in 3rd place. I believe this will be the first time we get to interview Tim. Excellent stuff. Let's see what Kevin Bellick can do in the closing lap against Sasha Wasner, if he can do anything at all. Sasha looking to hold on to 12th place for LFM. Oh, he's going to... Oh, he's only got one hand on it now, because here comes that Lamborghini out the first chicane. Sorry, out of Villanueva. Yeah, and into Villanueva now and into Toza. The Lamborghini really is pressed. He's got the outside line. He's holding Sasha onto the inside very cleverly indeed. There's a little bit of a wiggle on the exit. Here comes Kavaka. Kavaka is going to fight back, and it's Kavaka that's going to pick up the scraps of this battle here as Bellic unable to get the move done. Kavaka is throwing his hat into the ring to get involved. Amadeo Castorino, another absolute masterclass. I was saying if you want to learn how to drive, Porsches watch Michael Frey. If you want to learn how to drive, I don't think you need to look any further than this driver here, to be fair. The mighty McLaren for Veloci Thrustmaster, Amadeo Castorino. Round 3, race 1 takes the win. Round 3, race 2 takes the win. Fastest laps, fastest pit stops, fastest everything. Just incredible. Grantis Carrera crosses the line in second place. Kreuzelberg in third. It's Pascal Giraud in fourth position. Benjamin Voigt in fifth place. It's Foch in sixth. Doivelar and Vlugen seventh and eighth. Lindblom in ninth. And it's Samuel Brugnara rounding out the top 10. Frey, Wassner, Mattea Brugnara, Lorne van Rossen and Philip Richter rounding out the top 15. Kavaka in 16th, Meeks in 17th position, Vandermeer in 18th place. Everyone flooding across the line. 27 started, 26 have finished. Bellic down in 24th, so late incident for him sees him dropping down the order. Vandermeer and Pluderman down 10 and 18 positions respectively. Kourakis, as I say, with the largest gain. I'm sorry, him and Castorino and Kourakis, they made up 9 positions each. And it was Castorino that brought home the race win. It is absolutely incredible. A couple of cars still crossing the line. Let me grab this, and we will, of course, get set up for the interviews. There we go, the drivers already jumping in. Sorry, lots of equipment. And we need to do that and that. My apologies. Here we go. We will get them. We've got Amadeo Castorino in. We'll get the results up on screen as well, of course. As we get rid of that and the results should be up. They are indeed. Confirmation then. Another race win. Back-to-back race wins for Amadeo Castorino. Safe to say he is the absolute king of Imola. Kourakis in second, and Kreuzelberg in third place. Giraud, Voigt, Foch, Doivelar, Lindblom and Brugnara all inside the top 10. Sasha Wassner making up to 10th position. Let us crack on with the interviews though. The first time in the commentary box with myself, so I'm not sure if it is his first interview here, but Tim Kreuzelberg doing well in the championship and bringing home a solid podium in race number 2 here at round 3. Tim, good evening, welcome in. How was tonight's racing for you?
Good evening. Can you repeat it? I didn't understand.
How was, I'm saying, very good results for you this evening. How was tonight's racing for you?
It was pretty incredible. Like, pace was decent. I saw it already in the first race, but then the second race, just everything fit. Pitted early, could get every overtake done pretty easy for me, and then the pace was just good. Guys behind me were fighting, and then just pull away. And the last 5 minutes were like I was shaking because, I mean, the only person who could destroy this podium was myself. So it was kind of crazy, but really happy with the result.
Yeah, indeed, yes, Tim. I am very much there with you. I am often my own worst enemy. when I'm out on track, and a podium in this field. That's not too bad. It's been a strong start to the championship for you, Tim. Currently, at the start of this evening, you were 10th in the championship, and I believe you're going to move up to approximately 7th. So how are you finding the championship, and are you enjoying the reverse order grid format that we've got?
Yeah, first of all, I love this new format because, I mean, the second race is just it's just very, very interesting every time. About racing, many overtakes to do, interesting strategy. Also with the tire, you have to double stint. It's pretty awesome, to be honest, and I really enjoy it. And yeah, for the championship, I just tried my best. First race was not crazy good, but it was very decent, and so I looking forward for the next races and hoping to do the same.
There we go. Yeah, Watkins Glen up next. I absolutely love that track. How are you yourself feeling going into Watkins Glen? As I say, it's one of my favourites, and I think it's been a great addition to ACC. In my opinion, one of the best tracks they've ever added. How do you enjoy Watkins Glen, or don't you?
Watkins Glen is not really my favorite track because I really struggle with the Esther on this track. I don't know, maybe I need to find something in the setup, but yeah, for sure it's a great track. That's true, but it's not my favorite track, to be honest.
No. Well, absolute best of luck to you, Tim. As I say, a good start to the season. We'll get confirmation where you are in the standings very shortly, but huge congratulations on the podium tonight, and absolute best of luck going into Watkins Glen next week.
Thank you.
There we go, race fans. Tim Kreuselberg with an incredible podium finish in race number 2. We don't have Grantis Karekas joining us in the commentary box, but we do have Amadeo. Fancy maybe sharing some of that talent around a bit and leaving some for the rest of us. Castorino, back-to-back race wins, back-to-back fastest laps, and clocked the fastest lap time out of anyone in the whole race. Is there nothing this man can't do? Good evening, Amadeo. Quite the performance. How was it for you?
Good evening. Yeah, well, pretty good. I mean, I'm happy because, yeah, can't score more points than that, so can't complain.
Indeed, yeah, and backed up. I mean, it's always quite the feat to win race 1, start at 15th, and even make it back onto the podium. At the start of race 2, I mean, I know you are very quick. You were dominant in race number 1. Did you think the race win was on from 15th, given the drivers that you had ahead of you to try and work your way through?
Yeah, I mean, in race 2, I thought about try to win the race, but was a lot about how was going the start, because on the start you can gain or lose a lot, and then how much I was taking for overtake people, but I was considering to gain a lot by doing an undercut. So, and it's what happened. I get to like 4 or 5 cars by pitting earlier, and then yeah, just on the last was a bit harder to overtake the last 2 guys because P2 was faster than P1, but he couldn't get the overtake. But the issue is that he has the slipstream as well, and he had a very good exit from last corner, so it took a bit of time to do the final 2 overtakes, also because I didn't wanna risk on it.
Yeah, you don't want to throw away the race win. Can I ask, the pit stop, was that a planned pit stop, or did you plan on coming in early, or was that in reply to Grantis?
Yeah, I planned to pit early, but I didn't pit as soon as the pit window was open because I had a bit of margin on Carrera's for React, so I was just like waiting on what he was doing. And I was also thinking that I was going to overtake the one ahead of me more easier, but unfortunately I lost a bit of time on the overtake in turn 1, so I lost like about a second, so wasn't a good call doing that. But after that I had like 2 seconds of clean air, so I made an extra lap, and luckily it was still enough to get ahead of Carrera's on pit exit. But I think it wasn't the right choice because the gap was like 1.5 seconds before, and after the pit only like 6 tenths, so I lost a bit. But it didn't matter, luckily, at the end.
Indeed, yeah, a phenomenal win, as I say, 7 seconds in race 1, 6.5 seconds in race number 2. Can confirm you are still top of the overall standings, about a 144 point gap. Back to Grantas in second place. So, yeah, job done so far this season. How are you feeling going into Watkins Glen? I know my beloved Ferrari does quite well around there. How is Amadeo and the McLaren sizing up Watkins Glen next week?
I have no idea because I mean every round is news for me on this car because I never drove it. Well, I guess it will be even harder to do overtakes at Watkins because there isn't many overtaking spot, and the overtaking spot is like on the straight, and at the end of the straight there is a tricky chicane for try a side by side. So will be, I guess, very hard to do race 2 on Watkins, but I don't know what can expect from the pace. I don't expect to be as fast as this week, but yeah, I expect to be still, and I hope on podium position around that.
Indeed, yeah, well, I mean, the fact that you've never driven this car before, absolutely terrifying testament to just how quick you are, Amadeo. So, uh, congratulations on a near flawless start to the season so far and an absolutely flawless evening tonight. Back-to-back wins, back-to-back fastest laps. And again, for geeks like me, fastest pit stop as well by 0.3 of a second. Incredible stuff. So huge congratulations once again, Amadeo. And yeah, best of luck for next week and the rest of the season.
Yeah, thank you. Have a nice evening, all. Bye.
Thank you very much. There we go then, folks. That was Amadeo. Is there anything that man can't do? Castorino. Good evening in the chat. We've had a raid from Top Racing TV and Chris over at the Low Fuel Motorsport German channel as well. Welcome in, everyone. Hopefully everyone can understand. I just realised as I was speaking to Tim Kreuzelberg, accent potentially a bit thick. So yeah, hopefully everyone was able to understand. We will be back soon. We will just open this to have a look. As you can see, the championship standings, as I mentioned there, Amadeo Castorino in first place, Grantas Carrera in second, and Doy Villar up to third. Tim Kreuzelberg, after that podium tonight, jumps up to seventh place. So a great haul of points for him this evening. As I've mentioned a couple of times, Watkins Glen, what a course that is. Cannot wait to get the teeth stuck into that one. Brands Hatch Silverstone, the 90 minutes in Nordschleife. Valencia, Suzuka Hungaroring, Paul Ricard. Week 12 to be confirmed, and the 19 minutes of Monza, all still to come here at the CaseKing.de Pro Series. Make sure you stay tuned in. Thank you again to everyone for the likes, subscribes, and follows on Twitch and YouTube. It's great to see the channel still building, and with this level of competitive racing, it's not difficult to understand why. But thank you each and all. It's been an absolute pleasure. We'll be back again next Wednesday, of course, for Assetto Corsa in the MX5. So make sure you get tuned in for that. Until then, my name has been John Wright, aka Double O Raven. Until then, stay safe, take it easy, and have a great rest of your night. Good night.